Hello, all of you wonderful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Data Anomaly Hunters Scar, Season 1, Episode 2, The First Hunt. This is one of our Digimon tabletop RPG campaigns being run with our custom Scar system, or stories and creatures in alternate realities. It is a system in open playtest that you all can go check out on our Discord. It is open playtest, so make sure you go check it out. Let us know what you think and play. Have fun with it. But we're going to go ahead and start in just a moment with intros. One thing to note, we do have Conrad here doing art. You'll see him after the beginning art scroll. But for now, I'll pass it over to Zerda.
Hi, this is Zerda Fox, in this instance, Lycanrock's Fox. I am the storyteller, hoping to provide a wonderful and engaging story, as well as letting the players shine with their own characters and seeing what interesting things they can come up with. I hopefully can find a telling story for everyone. On to you, Arcus.
Hey, I'm Gimund, and I'm playing Arcus, the electric basic Harrisman, and to the Asher.
I am Razim, and I am playing as Aether, the Labramon. God of Evil, God of Death, Lord of Evil. That's the title, yeah. I am Astral Light type, Guardian of the Gate, all that good stuff. It's well, not good stuff, because it's evil. Very evil. Maha! Off to Haboku.
Also Asher typical.
Yes, I will update the typical. I blame Zerda. It is definitely his fault.
I was gonna look at that, and I was just wondering how long to say before I just noticed.
It's Z for undo.
Hello, y'all.
Haboku.
I'm IDDoThings, or Ido, if you prefer. And I play Haboku, the Lugamon, and Necrotic Fire. He's unalived, aged puppy. A now undead kid, I guess. On to the Jace.
Hello, I am Drunk Dragonera. I will be playing Jace, the black Gillimon X that is Shadow Mythic type. Yes. Also, happy Hallows, people, and off to Kotora.
Hello everybody, I'm Raharu and I'll be playing Kotora, the mythic fire type Gabumon. And not trying to avoid Rib at the moment. Onto you, Rib.
Hello, I am Taldeus, and I will be playing Riv, the mythic water type Vorpamon, who is also definitely not avoiding his brother. Totally not. Not in any way. What are you talking about?
Kotora, 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 Kotora.
And speaking of this, like I said, this
Alright.
is episode 2. Oh, go ahead.
And from here, we'll go ahead and move over to the recap. Let's see. Go for it, Arcus.
First,
Oh yes, tradition.
Oh, right, we gotta enact tradition.
We tip $15. Jiggles mother fluffingly at the party.
Oh, lol.
Thank you for that tip, Raijin. And Gimund. And Ido.
A generous bestowal.
Gimund _ tipped $10. Lanoited it.
We'll get to the recap in a moment. I swear we will, everybody. Also, we do already have fan art, but I'll get to that after the art scroll and recap. So,
You're fan art.
IDDoThings tipped $15.
Yes, we do.
Razim coins.
Oh my goodness.
And thank you, Raharu, and thank you, Vari. That is the tip goal fully completed already.
Vari, put in.
Generous bestowal.
Raharu 9
And Era.
$15. Tradicio.
Is this halfway game?
Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome
Yeah.
to Thursday game.
Welcome
It
to
has
Vari,
Thursday.
every
how much
game.
did you donate?
10.
Oh, I thought I was going to be angry at Vari here in a moment, but not anymore.
Varen Cat tipped $10.
Very
Nope.
cute.
And then we're going to go to tomorrow and not get any tips. Which is a shame, because I've got a really fun tip goal planned.
A generous bestowal.
I'm not donating my own demise.
Drunk _ dragon _ era tipped $15. Mother something
Again.
tradition something cuss word here.
Because I'm not allowed to cuss yet.
I mean, I think Ryan already did that with his.
No,
No,
he
it's-
said mother fluffingly.
Indeed.
Okay, so now that all that's done, go ahead with the recap. Oh, never mind.
Generous bestowal.
I was about
Thank
to
you,
say,
Merle.
are you sure?
Thank you, Merle.
$10.
Right. Tradition has to prevail.
Thank you for the tip, everybody. Or the tips, everybody.
So, just as a heads up, there, Zerda, up the tip goal amount, please. You're going to need to.
I
'Cause we-
was like, that's
Truly,
Dang,
this
you're
is
doubled it.
The dankest dungeon.
I kind of doubled.
Ren _ L59 tipped $5.
Thank you
Almost
for the
doubled it.
tip, Red. No,
So it's
you
supposed to
can
be
go. You can go with what is appropriate for the tip goal. It's just, I appreciate the additional support so much.
Yeah, I'll have to make sure that money gets put to very much use. And it will. Even more so.
Nice.
We're going to have to discuss
But
tip goals.
the
on our channel soon.
copy.
Is it safe?
I don't see anything in chat
It's
right
as
now,
safe
so-
as we're going to get.
Yeah,
But I
just
guess
start
since the
and
art
hope.
scroll is done, we'll give it a little bit more time and bring up the fan art.
Fan art!
Fan art, huzzah!
This is from Raijin.
Ooh.
Oh, right, the fan art. Ido, do you ever share your fan art? Oh, no.
Jace Sings Floorcoon, 100k subscriber special. God of Death Asher, 100k subscribers. With 69k likes.
You
I mean-
didn't know I recorded this.
Nice.
The most impressive part about all this is that the internet doesn't exist.
Oh, this is DigiTube.
Very local. Very, very, very local.
Thank you so much, my son of mine, for spelling my name with a lowercase j.
Well, of course, you're not the God of Death.
It's not how titles and names work, buddy, but we'll work on that later. Thank you.
I
I
love
like
this.
it.
So I guess there's more fan art from Ido?
I didn't do any for this game, I'm pretty sure.
You
Oh,
did a
okay.
piece of jade.
I did.
Let me double check. I swear you did.
I did one of Spike.
Oh,
Ake.
never mind. That's Spike. Lol.
That's a tomorrow thing.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Anyways, we can get on with that recap, I think.
Alrighty. So, Orientation Day. Orientation Day started a little before Orientation Day, with the night before a tavern event going on where Jace played a guitar song called Florcoon. And while he was playing, Asher was secretly recording him. And then uploaded it to DigiTube. Maybe that'll come up later, I don't know. But the next day, we all went to the orientation hall from various locations and got tested on in various tests. First up was Riv, who did the ground target test, I believe.
Yep, the ground accuracy targets.
And did pretty well.
Yep, and then he found out there was a technology thing and sat in the corner the rest of the time.
Never good at
Yeah.
perceiving, but
Yeah, and then after his test, he decided to go over there to explore it and utilize it. Then, while Riv was doing that, the Gatomon Kiga, who was helping run the tests, went over to Arcus, and Arcus ended up doing the agility test, and failed the swinging part, but made up for it with the shimmying at the end, earning him at least an average score. And next was Haboku and Asher sparring with one another. Overall, their spar went pretty well with minimal injuries, despite there being a crit.
I survived a hit from the Lord of Evil.
Yes.
Asher did
Haboku
more
was-
damage to himself than he did to Haboku.
Yes, minimal damage. And next up was Jace with 2 tests, I believe. First, he did the ground target test. I kind of forget how Jace did on that one. I think it was average.
they did pretty well actually. I think they scored almost like really high marks on the medicine.
He did on the thing because he got to teach some of the people some other stuff to do with the herbs.
Yeah, I know,
He
but
didn't do the ground target test.
oh,
Nope, he was only asked to do one, so he only did one.
if that's the case, yeah, Jace definitely performed really well on the survivalist test, and also asked the Gatomon not to tell Asher about the concoction that would make people sneeze for like 3 hours. Then next up was Kotora, who did an interesting job hiding. Then and we're pretty much immediately spotted. So Kotora ended up taking the ground target test, which didn't go great for them. I forget, did Kotora take another test after that?
No, I believe I just failed twice and then did decent in the last one, so
Yeah.
I wasn't
He
completely.
got assigned moral support.
He did get assigned more support for the group.
I believe there was a mention of cooking, but there
Yes.
wasn't really a test on it.
Yes.
After that, everyone sort of either went to the cafeteria or went to their rooms. However, Arcus decided to explore around and found out the building has sleeping quarters, a cafeteria, a study room that has books mainly focused on combat, and a training room. Also offices. I believe Riv was the first to the room. Then it was Haboku. And then it was Arcus. And then Jason Asher ended up going to the mess hall along with Kotora at some point. Separately, though. They didn't go at the same time. And Asher was eating desserts. Just desserts. And Jace had a very healthy grain diet. And after their interesting meals, they went to the room where Asher Asher, I believe, started talking about green is poison. Was that later?
I don't even remember.
He did at some point, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
And then eventually Kotora ended up making their way to the room, but upon opening the door and seeing a Riv who for some reason was trying to hide, immediately closed the door and went off somewhere. And Arcus decided to follow. And then Kotora was hiding in the cafeteria and then met Mr. Soup.
Yes. Mr. Soup the Cookmon.
Mr. Soup taught Kotora many things before Arcus managed to find Kotora, and then they learned even more things.
And then he was given a bunch of spices.
Although those spices weren't exactly given to him right then and there, they were hidden in his bag.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Soup gave them soup to give to the other members of the team. And Mr. Soup was mainly helping out Kotora with
His anxiety.
yeah. And mainly his anxiety about Riv for some strange reason. Don't know why they're anxious about Riv. And then after they got some containers from Mr. Soup to help carry the soup, they went back to the room and distributed the soup.
And also at the serve for Asher and a piece of bread for Jace.
Then everything is totally peaceful during the night. There was totally no arms doing weird things, causing Jace to wake up. And then Jace going outside of the room somewhere and accidentally waking up Asher. And Asher decided to stealthily follow Jace to make sure they weren't gonna hurt themselves, most likely.
Oh, absolutely nothing that would cause anybody concern. Why would I wake up and go for a random late night walk? No, this is completely normal behavior.
And however, Chase's left arm wasn't being normal, as it seemed to be crushing something. But there was nothing in his hand. What was it crushing?
Oh. Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. I shall mute myself now. That is my victory for the night.
And then what was discovered later would be apparently the tile had cracked beneath him. Not exactly sure why, but who knows? For right now. Oh, and then Asher revealed themselves to Jace after the event, and started to try and ask Jace what was going on, but Jace was avoiding the question. And
Asher will get to the bottom of it.
Bottom of what? There's nothing to get to the bottom to. Hey, look, a green thing.
then
Squint.
the next morning, oh wait. I believe it was after Haboku ate the soup. They started sleeping on the floor in an being adorable.
They decided it was nappy time.
And then in the morning, they had some of the leftover soup. And oh boy. The greatest argument of all time. Is Sudoku a game? Asher
It is
versus
not.
Riv.
And then Asher
Is a game.
versus Kotora.
And you
Look,
challenge
I
these.
may already have the sage out, but I am not cleansing this one, okay?
And the reason a new challenger appeared, though, was because Kotora had been managing to sleep through it until a certain point, and then Kotora, half asleep, climbed up the ladder, wondering why they were arguing, and then they saw each other, and Riv decided to run off.
He was grabbing breakfast.
Yes, totally grabbing breakfast. And then Arcus, seeing someone run off, decided to just follow, because, ooh, exciting. And then Haboku decided to follow after too. And then Jace, I believe, used this opportunity to sneak out of the room before he got involved in the great Sudoku argument.
Well, also before he got questioned on what happened last night.
Indeed.
True, that too. And then, as Jace was sneaking out, he ran into Kiga, the assistant, and was made team leader for the day, and was in charge of telling the team their mission.
Where the mission was being held.
He
He was gonna give it another hour or two before he told them.
Yeah, because the great Sudoku argument, I believe, is still partially going on.
Kotora and Asher were just walking towards the cafeteria, still saying yes and no.
Thank you very much, August, for that. I greatly appreciate your assistance and very detailed response to the recap. I'm very impressed by that, and a lot of really detailed and specific knowledge. That is very impressive.
Thumbs up.
With that, we do start our day. If I'm not late, where we left off was Jace was familiarized with the meeting time, and though it was not immediate, it was about 2 to 3 hours from whenever the time period was, whenever they were getting their coffee. And I think we start the scene with Jace being inside the room with the morning refreshments, finding out what do they do next.
I thought we were all going to lunch hall.
Yeah,
We all went to the cafeteria.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
we all kind of
Yeah.
began gathering at the cafeteria.
Oh no,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna casually wait until after everybody's, had their breakfast and everything, and then just kind of look up and casually state, by the way, the meeting's at this time, at this place. Just be there for our first mission. Where?
Are you doing it at the end of breakfast?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna wait until after everybody's eaten and had their coffee. Have you ever spoken to somebody before their coffee? Not worth
Oh
it.
boy, which means Jace is gonna have to sit there through Riv and Kotora having the most awkward breakfast conversation.
Do you guys want to demonstrate your awkward breakfast conversation for my amusement?
These two.
Our amusement. Gimund has told us that before.
the collective amusement. Got it.
Yes. Amuse us.
All right. Do you want to then, Raharu?
Yeah, I'll say just before, just to get it out of the way, what's on everyone's plates first, and then we'll get into this very awkward conversation, giving them time to think a second. What is on everyone's breakfast plate?
Meat.
Also meat.
Are there Danishes?
Danishes of several delights, several different varieties of fruits that have been locally sourced from their areas, imported in. Though not
I
as
don't
many
care about the fruit. I
options.
care about the bread.
He doesn't
They're
care about the other
fruit-filled.
part.
What
Those
fruit's on them? Who
fruit-filled
cares? That's bread. Yoink. How many of these can I fit in myself in one sitting? We'll find out shortly. Stay tuned. Asher doesn't have anything green, I can promise you that.
Not a scrap.
What is on your guys' plates, Riv and Kotora?
Kotora did meat.
Yeah, meat.
Meat? Oh, and what about you, Riv?
Honestly, probably something fairly balanced. Considering he didn't really have too much in mind when he was going there. He was just like, "Oh, I need to get out of the room right now. Gonna go grab breakfast." So he just kind of like grabbed whatever was like first available on the on like whatever breakfast line exists. He was rushing.
On the start of it, of course, they always load the carbs up front, as all good buffets, and you would find yourself loaded with several biscuits, filled with butter and cream, filled with sauces of different variety, various mini biscuits dipped in several different gravy-like substances, and some filled with jam and jelly.
He would grab at least one healthy thing.
But biscuits and gravy are at the soul.
It's hard to
Unless
find
it's something
healthy. It's hard to find healthy in a breakfast, but
Well, you can still
do
find fruit.
yeah, very many fruits have been laid out for you all. And Asher, is it desserts as well for breakfast?
Sort of.
What's on Asher's plate this morning?
Pie.
It's a quiche. It's a quiche. That's not pie, Asher. That is quiche.
No, this is definitely pie.
That's an egg pie, which is called a quiche.
Definitely a quiche.
Nope, it is definitely pie.
You can't have 5 pies for breakfast, but you can have 5 quiche.
But this is pie. I'm having 5 of them.
That's egg.
It is pie.
You will give me an egg.
But is that not egg in your little mini pies?
Well, yes, it's a different flavor of pie, but it is pie.
Egg flavor.
An egg. But the little egg pies are called quiche.
No, it's called a pie.
Kotora is just taking a big chunk of a big bite from his meat and just disengaging from the conversation.
Yeah, welcome to my life, Kotora. You know, when my son joined this nonsense, I was sitting here thinking, he and I would get separated. I was going to be all worried and scared. No, we got to argue about quiche.
Did you want to be separate?
No. I joined because I was following you, because I love you. And if anybody hurts you, I'm going to hurt them.
Aww. But this is still a pie.
That was a Danish in his mouth. Gets up to get biscuits and gravy.
By the way, Jace, why does Asher not like green?
Video
Because
games.
of poison!
Video games. Which hurts to say out of character, by the way. Thank you, Zim.
Of what?
Blaming video games for this nonsense actually hurts me. More deep inside, because it actually proves one of my arguments against video games being that influential wrong.
And how is Riv and Kotora handling the table? Do
Uh,
you try sitting at the same or end up separating? Most of the tables have been seem to be filled with groups that will one day seem scattered. Now most seem almost like they're all talking a lot more comfortably. You'd imagine that most groups have essentially been finding their own and have been sitting together as well, just from the vibes that you can get from the general room.
Yeah, like Rube is just kind of expecting that it's sort of like sit with your team, like not enforced, but like convention sit with your team.
Indeed. And I believe that I believe that well, Kotora wouldn't like try to sit on a what you may call it, a seat on another table, but he'd probably like try and get a seat like as far away from Rib as he can in the same table. Although he's still observing him.
Yep. And Kotor would be treated to Riv poking away at his custom digipad and just mumbling things relating to his research trip at the beginning. Just going saying things like, no, okay, so that doesn't really fit here, but if I go ahead and put it here instead, then that would actually make a little bit of sense, but that doesn't validate this one idea that I had. So I can't really pursue that anymore because now there's a bunch of evidence against it. But, you know, maybe I should keep looking into it because then it would have a bunch of stuff in it. Just kind of like that sort of humble.
Mm-hmm. And
the classic one, he does a lot.
Yeah, and Kotora is just letting him mumble for a while before he says, "Is all that information stuff you got from your trip?"
Oh, yeah, it sure was. Yeah, I was going around and looking at a lot of different things and getting a bunch of different information on stuff. And what were you up to?
I was just taking care of the house, just looking at those cookbooks that you left me to see what recipes I could make and sell. Just wondering what you were up to. Just know the usual. Nothing unusual whatsoever.
Yep, just I was spending most of my time traveling around, looking at different places. Found out a couple things. Still currently trying to compile them and make them presentable and come to some conclusions. So just working on things.
That's that's pretty fantastic. If you need any help, I could maybe help you. Maybe.
I will. Thanks for the offer, Coda. I will keep that in mind. I was going to check the library first for a couple of things, and then I will let you know.
Kotora nods and he just takes another big chunk of his steak.
Are you guys liking watching two people desperately, obviously trying to avoid each other interact?
Yes. Please continue. I haven't given you permission to stop yet.
Oh, and Kotora.
Hmm?
As
Yes?
you're talking, so one of the Kiga comes up to your table holding something as you guys are talking, and she places it right in front of you. as you realize that she looks up to you after placing it down. Here, this is compliments from one of the other Digimon here. And she places down, and it seems to be a potato leek soup.
Wonder who that could be from.
Kotora looks down at the potato leek soup and just say, "Oh, okay. Tell him thank you from me. That is actually nice of him."
Kotora has a secret admirer.
You say, "Oh, I didn't say who it was. They wanted to remain anonymous. They said it was a gift to help you on your journey."
Well, whoever it was, tell him thank you from me.
Will do. And she runs off.
Ooh, more soup?
Yeah. Did you want some? I can share it.
He's wagging his tail. Oh. As he nods excitedly.
Yeah. Kotora is gonna scoop the soup ball a bit towards Haboku so he can drink some of it.
Also, don't mind this. Is just a little personal roll. All right, neat, cool.
Neat.
Haboku will lap some of it up in appreciation. And then, he's smiling at Kotora. Congratulations, you've done the equivalent of giving a dog table scraps. He is now your friend for life.
Kotora has not realized what he has done, but he's happy about it. and he's going to proceed to drink the soup himself, since he actually quite likes it.
It has the perfect creaminess that remains in your mouth even after consuming. It almost leaves that spices mixed with the cream, leading it essentially let it laying on your tongue, keeping that flavor even a little bit after it's already been swallowed. It has a very, very consistent and creamy texture.
Dang, how does he do that? This is actually very delicious.
Yes, very good.
Kotora was about to look towards Rib as if he was about to say something, but then he just stops himself and just drinks more of the soup.
About to say something excitedly.
Yes.
Rib is actually looking at Haboku and like tapping the table slightly as if he's thinking about something. Before. Oh, you are rolling something.
That was perception to see if he noticed as he was being looked at.
Aw.
Almost the exact same amount.
Oh my god, 444. That is the number of death in Japan.
Yeah. But yeah,
Oh no.
Rib is not trying to hide his look. He is literally just like, wait, hold on, I was thinking about something. What was it? What was it? What was it? He's not saying that out loud, but like that's the expression.
Haboku will notice him and tilt his head at Riv. Something the matter?
Just having. Oh, okay. I remember now. Sorry, I was just trying to remember where else I met someone named Haboku. It took me way too long to remember, but now I remember it.
Oh, yeah, that. He looks a bit more sullen
I've been
now.
thinking about that since yesterday because I couldn't remember the place, and so I was trying to remember it. And I remember.
Do you remember hear what it was?
Yeah, it was Peak's Refuge.
He's gonna pause as and slowly ears turn in his head as he tries to slowly piece together if he remembers that.
And Rib is just gonna start rambling, just like completely like innocuous detail about place and thing, and that he met a really interesting guardian there that had the same name as him.
Do you remember 21st night of September?
And as they're doing that, the time is beginning to pass. It is getting closer and closer to the briefing time.
But yeah, so that's what Rib has started doing, which is just kind of rambling about a place.
Wait, I think I'm from there.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah, I was only there for like a really short amount of time, so I don't know if I actually met you or not. Haboku was probably a popular name around there if it was the name of the Guardian.
Yeah, maybe you were named after him or something.
He's just giving Aang a bit of a pout.
Although I really got to find them and ask them more questions if I can manage to again. I found out a lot of things, and now I want to ask more questions.
Kotora just chuckles a bit at that.
Haboku doesn't know why. It was a sense of dread.
Impending doom.
Hmm.
Cheerful, icy Vorvamon. I sense doom from this.
Indeed. Ah. Oh. Oh, it seems that the time that Jess was saying is actually is coming in close. Time kind of fly by.
Oh, right,
What?
meeting. Yeah. What else it's gonna be about?
I guess we should probably head out now.
I suppose,
Where
yes.
is it?
I told you, it's over there.
And he's off.
Haboku is also off.
Oh dear goodness, please don't
Rib
tell
is
me.
packing up all of his stuff as fast as he can and also running.
Asher, you still here? Please tell me you're walking.
Oh,
Please tell me
Asher.
somebody on this thing is walking. Oh.
Asher is still sitting across the table from Jace, glaring at him. So, you gonna tell me what was up last night?
PTSD starts walking.
Asher is moving in front. And glaring at Jace.
Buddy, we got a meeting.
Kotora takes one last bite of the meeting bone that he has and just waits for them to move so that he can move in last.
Too socially awkward to move past.
Asher's still glaring at Jace. You told
Asher,
me you
how many
would tell
times-
me in the morning. It's the morning still. Will it still be the morning after the meeting? I don't know.
Asher, I told you I don't know. It's probably some weird PTSD thing. I don't know anymore.
Fine.
I don't know what you expect me to say, buddy. I don't have all the answers. You're an adult now, puts his hands on your shoulder, presses his nose to yours, which means that sometimes being an adult means admitting that you don't know jack shit. And that's going to happen a lot, so welcome to adulthood. Have fun.
He still does not believe him.
Okay, I believe you.
Immediately picks up Asher and starts walking.
Hey, no!
Too late. Now everybody has to see you carry, or me carry you. Ha ha ha!
I was just about to ask if they were going to move. We're going to be late otherwise. And Kotora starts walking.
Oh, we're going.
Your
Don't worry.
evil laugh sucks.
You get it from me. Yours sounds just like mine. Deal with it.
Ah, but you see, I perfected it.
Whatever you say, kid.
And then you find all yourselves. I'm assuming so you find yourselves to the main meeting room. Outside of it, a lot of the first ones to get there would see a few people leaving, even including the guardian themselves. Kino as well as Kiga seem to be leaving the meeting room. Whoever would get there first, they would mention that they will be right back and they just need to get a few more things before the next meeting starts. But you're more than free to walk inside and then sit inside and wait for them a moment. As the rest of the group seems to not be immediately behind you all, they're going to allow some people to kind of filter in while they go grab some things.
Arcus is then exploring the meeting room.
Okay. As you get to the meeting room, there seems to be two large double doors that seem to open up to this large meeting room. Both of them are propped open for as of right now. A large 10-sided table sits in the middle, and against the wall stands two metal poles on either side, looking to hold up a large sheet of paper folded over a rod with information written all over it.
He is examining it and curious.
I would say by this time, at least the others outside of Asher, Jason, Koto would have been coming into the room as well. So Haboku and Riv, you would also see, as you kind of walk in, you see Arcus standing before a piece of paper. This very, very large piece of paper in the end of the room. It seems to detail what looks to be a volcano that has the word dormant with a question mark on it. It mentions about how the glitch seems to be eroding away rocks, causing lava to spill out, endangering the town below. It also details how the town has sent an urgent request to help stop or relocate the town before the volcano erupts. They do fear that it mentions that the quote-unquote villagers seem to fear the core of the volcano must have gone corrupted, and no one wants to go near it.
Well, after entering the room and sniffing around out a bit to familiarize himself, Haboku probably would join Arcus and probably reading it.
Arcus is just examining what this thing might be, rather than the information on it.
Yeah, Riv is also immediately going to look at the thing. And he's going to start scanning it.
Okay.
As much as he can, at least.
Yeah, it seems to be made of a fibrous type cloth, though it is woven very, very thin, so that the fibers themselves are close enough that they can be drawn over it with quite ease. You'd imagine that the images on the inside of this paper would keep itself pretty well water resistant, as the cloth seems to be a lot more durable than what a standard paper would be.
This might have use in the future as a better journal material. Great success.
You can definitely tell it is definitely it is more durable, but also you can imagine that this would be much more expensive, as well as require a higher quality of ingredients to write over, as the ink would not just have to stain paper, but stain a fabric, which is much harder. And you'd imagine that there's not really much erasing going on in this paper, as you don't really see any erasing. You just see X's here and there where things were talked about and then gone rid of.
Well, if neither Arcus or Riv ever reading it, Haboku is going to be struggling as he reads it slowly. Out loud.
It was made out of an interesting thing, so he wanted to see it. But he will actually,
That's good because you'll probably just hear him go. Dormant. What is this mark again?
Oh no.
Oh, do you want help with that?
Yes, please. He looks a bit sheepish.
Oh, okay. And Riv will start actually like looking at it and trying to help.
Meanwhile, can Arcus roll a appraisal check to see what this paper is?
Yes, certainly.
One success.
You would be able to at least tell with one success. You wouldn't really know where specifically it come from, but judging by the texture of the fabric, you'd imagine that whatever it is needs to be grown very frequently. If it has a plan on using as such as like a paper material, it must be able to be easily harvested. So you'd imagine that it must be somewhere where they can grow a large amount of this in order to make it. But you're not really too sure what it is, but you'd imagine that it'd be safe to assume that whatever it is must be something that has at least wide open fields or something to be able to harvest this frequently.
Hmm. They can grow things here. Can't grow too much where I'm from.
Oh, that's interesting. Maybe I could actually help figure out a way to grow things better where you're from. I'd actually have to, learn a bunch of stuff about that, but I can definitely help eventually.
I'm from Corey.
Oh, I don't think I've ever actually been there, but I know I was planning on going there eventually. I kind of really wanted to end up looking at some ruins that were in the area, but I haven't gotten the chance yet. But I'll
boy.
figure out how to get there eventually.
Oh boy. Oh no. Arcus is immediately running over to you. Fruit! And he's
What did he say?
runes.
Oh yeah, I really like going into ruins. They have a lot of interesting things inside of them.
They do. And he's just gonna go on he's gonna start listing off the things he's done in Corey with exploring runes.
Riv is going to enthusiastically talk back about his own explorations into things and the very interesting research things that he has learned as a result of doing so.
This is gonna be a lot. This is gonna last a while.
This is gonna last a while. They're gonna come back into the meeting, seeing two high energy, patented little guys TM enthusiastically talking about one of the more dangerous areas of the world.
And this is what Astra, Kotora, and Jace walk into as well.
Lava. Meanwhile, there's a struggling puppy. He's trying to read out loud.
Kotora just sees Arcus and Brave doing what he can only assume is some geeking out, I suppose you could call it, and he can't help but smile.
Jace is gonna walk in, look around, and be like, "Oh boy, you guys, why are you all touching things that aren't yours?"
Looks down.
Guys, everybody at the table. Holy goodness, everybody, come sit down.
And he
I will
runs
help you.
over to the table.
Oh no. Oh no. All right. I can help you. Everybody sit. We'll talk later. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Asher, why are there more of you?
It might be because you decided not to tell me.
I told you everything I know, okay? Come on.
Kotora is just going to sit down.
I need a beer.
With
Alright.
with his fun conversation stolen from him, he's actually gonna go and help Haboku read the thing.
Guys, you two points up at the people reading the scroll. That's cute and helpful, but no. That's not yours. Don't touch it.
I'm not even trying to touch it. I already scanned it. I already know what it's made of. I want to read what's on it.
Well, don't. What if the
Meanwhile,
player's
Arcus
choking?
Arcus has moved from the table and is now exploring another part of the room.
Oh dear goodness. You know what? Whatever. It just sits down.
You do find a long table that seems to span one side of the room. You see what looks to be a few plates as well as silverware on top of it, though mostly it seems to be more of the disposable silverware kind. There's a few cookies here and there that have been left, but for the most part it seems that whatever was there has been thoroughly picked clean.
Dining area. Okay. Goes back up to the where everyone else is.
Ah, so there was food. So there was food here.
Huh? What? Food? He's no longer looking at the scroll.
Kotora is going to point at the remaining cookies.
There's a bit of drool as Haboku considers approach. But he remembers. Wait. He considered rude not to ask.
As you're all doing that, you can kind of almost smell before anything. The smell of something sweet that seems to be almost wafting from outside the meeting room, as you hear some talking that seems to be rapidly approaching. As with the doors wide open, there is not much secrets to behold in the hallway. As you see what looks to be the Kiga holding what looks to be several plates full of, several boxes full of what can only be imagined to be treats of some kind, as the smell can almost be wafted straight down the room. Accompanied beside them, you would see Kino, the guardian Rigurumon, that seems to have some sort of rolled up piece of paper under their armpit as they begin to walk down the hallway to the meeting room.
Resisting urge as his mouth is watering at the smell.
Kotora is just observing the worker room on approaching.
Arcus is still just looking around the room, seeing if there's any more places he can explore.
Jay says all tabbed out.
He is alt tab. He is not vibing with this universe right now.
As they get closer, you finally see them. They finally kind of turn now that they are more in the direction of you all as they're now getting close to the door. You see Kino themselves walk in, their claws clacking against the ground with every step, as their very, very large paws begin to take them into the room. He stands, like I said, next to the small Kiga, who seems to be closing the doors behind them. From a distance, the height of them almost betrays, as now that they are next to you guys, you realize just how tall this Werugumum Guardian is. He towers above pretty much all of everyone, as well as almost hitting the roof itself, the large, tall stature of this Guardian. It is stunningly too different, as essentially side by side with Kiga, one of their, you can imagine being their main assistant. They see everyone in the room as you see them put on their best smile possible. Kiga realizing that they left the battle plans up, and they say, "Oh, sorry. Let me get those not battle plans. Let me get those brief meetings out of the way." So, and with that, you see the Guardian kind of wave down towards Kiga. No, no, no. Let me. And you kind of see them walk over to the large kind of poles where the paper's being held. And with one paw, you see him basically pick up the paper and kind of begin to roll it in his hands with almost a practiced ease as he hands it down to Kiga, who rapidly puts it on the table along with the treats as he drapes over the new paper onto the pole. Yes, yes, please. There's treats over here to be aside. You're more than free to grab some. We can start the meeting in just a moment here. If anyone would like to grab some of the fresh baked goods that we snagged from the breakfast before they were all gone. If anyone would like to help yourself, more feel to grab it now before the meeting starts.
Kotora is grabbing one and he's immediately handing it to Haboku.
Haboku was accepting it.
Rubens is gonna go, "Oh no, thanks. I just ate."
Asher is
Friendship
taking
at-
advantage of Jace being alt-tabbed to investigate his arm.
Is it bread? Is the question.
Only bread filled with jams and jellies are present.
That's still bread. I'm all tabbed. Go ahead, Asher. Have your fun.
And Arcus is grabbing cookies. If they're
Oh.
there.
Unfortunate.
Oh, the dice said no.
Too many distractions here right now.
It's the cookies, isn't it?
The cookies are enticing.
Tasty! Continues nodding.
As the rest of you would see, Kino themselves seem to be placing several papers lined up in a row at the end of the table. Him kind of almost having to lean over the table with his towering height, trying to reach a table that has been fitted to accommodate most heights by being a lot lower to the ground than he would prefer. It is almost a little bit awkward seeing him try to essentially work with this table, but trying to be accustomed to everyone else's various heights.
Riv is immediately going to try and help him organize things and like grab things for him.
Thank you, thank you. I appreciate your help. Here, this one goes here, and this one in order, and this one would be for you all. And he kind of gives you kind of like a mini task of organization here.
Riv loves organization. He will do so.
He kind of looks around to the room, almost a kind of a small gruff to his voice, though you can tell he's trying not to be too gruff with it, as it's very muffled, but it seems to almost come out in his throat regardless, as he kind of greets you all. Has everyone actually, well, kind of looks, has everyone gone to their pastries of desired affection?
Yeah, they're really tasty.
There's a nod from Haboku as his mouth is still full.
Kotora nods.
With
I,
a, go ahead.
I was actually just going to ask Tal, is there any particular sweet that Rib enjoys particularly?
In particular, no. He normally just eats literally whatever Kotora gives him.
That is fair enough.
He normally just goes, "Ooh, Kotora cooking," and grabs it.
Thumbs up. Yep. Well, Kotora ate a cookie himself, and he's just kind of took another one, and he just seems to be saving it for later.
Okay, and you see you see him kind of clear his throat a little bit, trying to remove some of that gruff undertone. He says, "First off, I'd like to personally thank you and both welcome you into our city. Without your help, we could see this world turn into nothingness, or worse, something none of us recognize." He kind of looks out to you all. I'm unsure how much experience each of you has had with this glitch, but it seems to be a great or painful for a lot of people here. So he kind of looks out to you all. It's something that we really need to stop. I am humbled and thankful for your assistance. The city and its Digimon, as well as myself, give you all support in this matter. And you kind of see him try to give his best, almost smile, though with his large teeth, it almost comes off terrifying if you weren't familiar with him trying to be so friendly.
Kotora has seen that kind of smile before. He's used to it.
Rip
And
has no
he,
survival instinct, so
he kind of particularly once again he says, "We've found, well, just to give you some background of information we've found so far, the glitch seems to manifest in two different ways: wild and controlled." He kind of looks around. The wild, I'm sure you've probably seen in the wild more so. It's largely random. It will target anyone, like a rolling thunderstorm through a path. It seems to target just anything that's around it with no rhyme or reason. The second seems to be much. Well, the second seems to be people who have found out how to grasp and use that glitch to do targeted attacks on this world. The wild glitch, while it can be unpredictable, the controlled glitch is the most dangerous of all. It seems to be what we end up facing most of all, as forces of nature don't seem to be something we can control, but those seeking to abuse it seems to be much more our concern. And as you do that, you see Kiga jump up on the table, trying to make sure that they can be seen by everyone. They have a little data tablet in their hand as they also begin speaking. Excuse me, Mama. So, from what we've learned from the targeted glitch, they seem to be much more controlled. Certain people abusing their powers for evil and destruction and the like. They seem to target specific things they want from others and will steal the data, never letting it pass to this world's borders. It seems to keep the data stored, and instead of free to be recycled into this world, they keep it and store it and try to, well, we're not really too sure what they're doing with it yet. And, well, we've seen some who have been, well, unfortunately stuck with parts of others. Some seem to be used as a pride. And we've seen a few Digimon that seem to have the arms and legs of others to enhance their own abilities. And they kind of look over to the Kino as they're kind of watching them with almost a saddened expression, though without saying anything. Some seem to have had a lot of things taken from them, and we're trying to get that back, as well as stop whoever's doing this. The wildness we're still trying to find the research on and to be able to figure out why that's happening, but the people who are seeking to abuse us must be stopped, or else they're going to cause this glitch to be even more out of hand and roll over this whole world like a plague. And they kind of stop for a moment to let everyone assess that information.
yep. Rib is going to go. I'm absolutely going to do my best to help you figure out why the natural glitch is happening too.
Thank you. You seem like someone who definitely wants to understand what's going on. We need that kind of brain power in this world.
Well, yeah, learning things about things makes it so that way you know about them, and if you know about it, you can use it to help others.
Indeed. I definitely want to help out in whatever I can. Those wall glitches sound like quite a piece of work. I'd love to. I want to learn more about them.
And you may be installed on the most puzzling puzzle you've ever seen in your life. One that we're still scratching our heads about, but slowly finding our way around it. You then see Kina begin to walk over, handing essentially each one of you a small piece of paper. Not too big size, basically about the size of what we would consider a standard sized paper. It seems to be made of that same material as the larger one that seems to be hanging, of that more durable fabric that seems to have that writing over it. Appearing on it as anyone to look at it, it would appear to be a small map. Not exactly the most detailed, but it mentions that there is a small town in the north. As you begin to look at it, you hear the Garamon begin to speak up. This is the town of Shashin. It's mostly, well, it was a tourist town. It's just north of here, just about 15 miles, a day's journey if you're riding or walking long. We, well, it used to be a supply town that helps anyone coming into the city or for those leaving the city. We usually offer a direct railway system into the city, but unfortunately the tracks have been split by the crack from a large wild glitch that seemed to have happened. So unfortunately we don't have any train access to that city at the moment. So you're gonna have to visit there by foot. I do terribly apologize for the inconvenience. She kind of looks. I hope all of you are accustomed to traveling in the wild around here. At least the roads are pretty safe. Well, at least they have been safe.
Oh yeah, I spend most of my time actually going around, so I'm used to that.
Yeah, I'm used to exploring the tundra.
Kotora nods. I've been out foraging here and there from place to place from time to time. Though it's been a while.
Oh, I just used to live in the wild, so no.
Perfect. Then 15 miles should be no more than a hard track one day or a soft track for 2 days. And it shouldn't be, like I said, keep to the roads and you should be able to maintain everything perfectly fine. We've been, and she kind of points over to the paper that stands against the wall. As you can see, several notes seem to be jotted down, as well as a few what look to be pictures of some sort, almost like from an old Polaroid camera. They seem to be pictures that seem to have almost a grainier texture to them, but can definitely seem to detail the area. We've received several reports from Shashin of it being affected by the glitch. Buildings, and she kind of directs you, she seems to pull out a very, very long, almost pin like object, and it begins to expand very rapidly into almost a very tiny pole as she begins to use it to point at the paper from the table. As you can see here, here, and here in these photos, the buildings seem to be eaten away. It's like almost, and she kind of points to one in particular. This one seems to have its entire top floor completely eroded away. The Digimon there have also reported losing parts of their body, though it seems to be at random. It seems like one day they have their arm, and the next day it's just pixelated and they can't really use it, and it seems to be gone. It all happened about 2 weeks ago. And you see her as she looks kind of almost sad as she kind of looks at the information on the paper. We've been having an informant who doesn't exactly work directly with us, but has been providing photos of the town. We've been trying to work with them to understand what's going on there. His name is Ragiri, and he's been documenting about what's going on. We pay him well, so feel free to utilize his knowledge and cover of the area as much as you'd like. He showed up whenever all this stuff was going on to help us understand maybe figure out what's eating away at the town. we were hoping, and they kind of, as she begins to try to follow in the words, you see a heavy paw that kind of lands on her head from the Kino. We would be deeply grateful for you all, as well as provide you with, well, funds as well as supplies if you would go visit the town and maybe try figuring out what's causing all these glitches to happen in the town. I think Rigiri would be a good point of contact for you all, at least to start.
Jace is gonna hold up a hand.
Yes, Jace, was it?
You said this Gary fella showed up? What do you mean by just showed up?
Shoshin is a traveling town. It's home to many tourists. Usually people coming in for the theater, for the bars. It's supposed to be kind of like a welcome center for those coming into the city. Well, coming into that town before the big city, kind of a rest stop. So we get a lot of tourists over there. Though with the glitch happening in the past 2 weeks, the tourists, well, have not really been trying to show up as much. So people have been afraid to kind of show up to the town or pass through it, afraid of being affected themselves. Well, he seems to be a photographer of honor, so he decides to provide us information for the town.
So he's just a random photographer that just happened to take pictures and send them to us here?
He says that he's really loved the town, as he's always been there to support the town with his, well, I don't know what all those tourists do over there. They're not really my domain. Oh, he takes lots of pictures. I've seen him in the theater before and taking lots of pictures for the theater as well. He seems to be really lively with the town, always sharing his photos with everyone. He seems to be gone real popular over there. Everyone seems to love him for his ability to take all the different pictures and angles of the town.
Okay, I was just curious because you used interesting terminology there.
Yeah, he's always, and she kind of points to you, and she'll show you a picture of him as well, one that has him in it, and let me point it actually in the thing. There you can actually see a picture of him. You can see as he kind of has almost a, you can't really tell if there was a smile on his face with the way his body kind of covers himself, but you can definitely tell that he looks very happy in the pictures provided, as he seems to have pictures of basically all of the city, of enough of what you can see. He's been documenting what's going on, and we've been helping him so he can, well, stay there. We've been giving him a few supplies as well as some funds. I can imagine that being a photographer must be an expensive hobby.
Also, is that how you spell his name in the bottom right of the picture?
Let me give it to you. It is Rigiri, R-E-G-I-R-I.
Yeah, the reason I asked is because the bottom right, like little like artistic thing was Nigiri.
Yeah.
Oh nope, that's the
Nigiri?
artist.
Yeah, no, it was just funny because I was like, was I just mishearing that?
Yeah, it is very similar. Funnily
All right,
enough.
I was just like, am I just mishearing this the entire time? All right, cool. Neato. All right. Also, the longer this like, you know, explanation has gone on, the more Riv looks like he's about to ask a bunch of questions.
So, and like I said, they kind of wrap it up
Very
with like,
excited.
yeah. So like it's and kind of says, as you see the Notamon Kiko trying to form the words, you see Kino kind of stepping up again. Honestly, I've never really cared much for the tourist town, but it provides valuable, well, stopping places for those in the city, for whenever they're trying to come in and out of the city. I haven't gone to personally understand much of the town, but a lot of people here seem to really talk highly about it, and I'd hate to see it go in shambles. It's one of the best things that you have coming into the city when it comes to restocking, same with going out of this city. And even though I don't go there very often, enough people in my city seem to like it that I'd like to keep it that way. Keep it pressed and pristine.
Hey, Zerda.
Yes?
Chad is asking what Digimon this is.
Oh, it is a Camomon. Also, that is I did commission that art, so you are free to show that. If you'd like to, I'm not sure.
Is it from the person
Yeah,
that
the
gave
one we
permission?
talked about.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a paid for commission by me from them.
Okay.
Sorry, chat was asking.
Oh no, you're good. That I should have said that at the beginning. There you go. I got a little Camomon with a little steampunk vibe going on, with a little steampunk cape going on.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
got a neat design.
Mm-hmm.
He says, yeah, so we think that the glitch might have happened due to a rainstorm that came over the city a few weeks ago at this point. Whenever it came over, and he kind of gives you all a very, very stern look. You really do not want to be outdoors when that happens. The rain itself seems to erode data almost randomly. It seems to have taken entire towns by, storm, and caused anything that the rain touches to almost turn into a glitched form. Though it seems to pass once the storm passes, some of the data that's lost doesn't get recovered.
That is awful.
Very much so. Though it doesn't really explain how it seems to be affecting the town even after. We think the water might have had something in it that causes it to do something with the town and seems to leach. Maybe there's something in the water that erodes the town long after the storm's gone. We're not really sure at the moment.
Is there anything that can provide us with protection in case it begins raining when we go explore there?
It seems to target anything it touches indiscriminately. So if you're able to get cover underneath something, as long as that something is thick enough, you should be fine. It doesn't seem to try to wash or anything too much, so I'd say get cover as soon as you can, or have something above you.
I see.
I'd recommend something more than an umbrella, though. Definitely some sort of building if you can, or some sort of rock shelter. Even digging a hole in the ground and trying to cover up that would be better.
Riv is going to be waving his claws slightly.
Yes, Riv. What do you have to ask?
About what rate does the rain actually erode data, and is there any types of material that suffer less data loss that way, and does density affect this at all? And also, did the wild glitch that broke the railroad tracks happen at the same time as the rest of the glitches?
Well, for the first one, the rain seems to have only came, once since it started, and that was about 2 weeks ago when it happened. As for the density, yes, thicker, dense material does seem to take longer, as the thicker it is seems to provide longer protection, as it takes more time to actually erode. As for the last one, no, the crack that seems to have stopped the trailways seemed to happen, that was about 4 to 5 weeks ago at this point. It was more so a crack that happened in the ground, and the trails themselves seemed to have the rails seemed to collapse inward on it, causing it to be unusable. We're trying to work on a way to fix around that, but unfortunately it takes a while for the railway to get fixed.
Okay, so the rain only came once, but even afterwards it's still been eroding things that it touched?
That's what we believe. We're not really too sure how that rain has had a lasting impact. But whatever it is, that's the only thing we've got a lead on so far is that rain.
I'm not actually familiar with the local area. Is there any sort of direction that the rain happens to come from? If you're worried about a water source type, we might have to check local water sources, like a little bit of ways, like a lake or something.
You kind of see them look down to the key guys. They kind of looked at them almost expectingly. Oh yeah, I'm a little bit more familiar with the area than he is. Yeah, there's a few different water sources. The clouds themselves seem to come, at least from what they reported, is it came blowing in from the east, and then it was heading west. Luckily, avoiding the city, because if it was coming from the north to south, we would have been hit by it. Though we are taking preventive measures to see about trying to prevent that from happening here. Luckily, the rainstorm hasn't hit us so far, but it did seem to go from east to west. And
All
it kind
right.
of looks. Go ahead.
He was just gonna ask. Okay, did anyone get any close look at the water? Did it have anything special about it, or was it just did it look like normal water?
Well, the clouds had this kind of almost glitch look to them. They were kind of almost like a pixelated cloud a little bit. You could kind of see you would almost see right through the cloud at some points. It was like the cloud had sharp edges versus the nice puffy roundness that they usually are. And whenever the water came, people were a little bit confused by it, but and she kind of pulls out like a few different pieces of paper. This eyewitness says that whenever the rains came, they didn't think anything of it, but whenever the water started to fall, it started to hurt a lot of people, and everyone ran indoors, but a few people got really hurt over it. And she kind of says, and this person mentions that the entire top floor began to essentially erode. Luckily, people knew to not go too far up, as the rain did come and go pretty fast, so it didn't do as much damage as we're glad it didn't do too much damage, but it does seem to still be doing something over there. And we are afraid of it coming back too as well.
Okay, so it might be coming back, but also it's still actively affecting the buildings?
Yeah, and she kind of looks. A few of these seem to be perfectly fine, though. I'm not too sure how it is. You mentioned they were discriminating. I'm not really too sure whether it's not affecting certain materials. All the buildings seem to be affected originally, but now only certain buildings seem to be. It could potentially be a targeted attack of some sort, but we're not really too sure what or who or even why. It's always been a beloved town by many.
He's gonna look over at the rest of the team and just go, I think we should probably check some local water sources there.
Kotora nods. That does sound like the best choice. I mean, the this the rain might be coming from a corrupted water source itself. Something of the sort.
Yeah, so when we get there, we should probably look at what's happening, talk to some people, and then check the water sources to the east of the town.
Kotora nods.
You're gonna hear almost that gruff coughing. I wish I had more information to provide you all. If we had more time, I would love to have sent out more of a research expedition than more of our main, team here. But I wish I had more information to give you all. If it wasn't so recent, I would.
At mentioning research, Riv is giving him a little wave.
You might just be the beacon of hope we need in this town, then. Someone's got to figure out what's going on here. He says, giving a toothy grin to you.
Oh, I wasn't going that far. It's just that you mentioned research, and that's exactly what I was doing before I showed up here, so.
Perfect. Perfect. I would love to see what you can find out about this. Maybe your research maybe have you been researching the glitch at all? I'm sure our research team would love to hear what you have to say.
Oh yeah, I've been researching the glitch for a while. That's what I've been doing. I've been traveling around researching that.
Perfect. Our researchers would love to hear it. Maybe you could spend some time before you leave with them to transfer over any data that you may have that would be useful to them. Any information would be valuable.
Yeah, I think my custom digipack can interface with your guys' system, so I should be able to transfer at least some stuff. If not, then I'll just write it all down and hand it to them on physical paper. Although that one would take a while. I'd write down all the important stuff first. Wait, no, most of it's important. The most important stuff. Got it.
They kind of look to the other group, just to not prioritize anyone over. Is there any questions from you all else as well? I can hopefully provide.
Do
Ah,
you know it's possible to reclaim something from the glitch? Haboku has said this as well, absently feeling under his hood.
You kind of see almost like almost a sullen look among the eyes of both of them. Well, yes, that is possible. Um, you'd have to do, and she kind of looks. First, you'd have to find the data that went missing, and then you'd have to either destroy it so it can find its way back to its original, or find a way to return it more naturally to someone. But it's not exactly that easy. You'd have to find out whoever stole it, and then find a way to, well, get rid of it from the person who stole it, essentially taking it back. But that only seems to be the case for wild, or for controlled glitch, as the wild we're not really too sure where it goes yet. The data stolen from wild glitches are much, much harder to, well, protect because we're not really sure where it goes. But if it's controlled, typically the person trying to steal it is the one who has it.
sorry.
So someone and probably wanted to steal it from me specifically. Then uses that mostly to himself, though not great. Hey, with enough tact.
Like he's not exactly trying to hide that he said it.
Yes.
Part of the job we do have here is hopefully finding a way to return all the stolen data back to those who had it taken from them. It's it's very, very cruel a lot of times. It's doesn't even let Digimon, well, pass as you will sometimes. Sometimes they'll take everything they can from someone, and then they're left with nothing, and they can't even pass because they're still alive, but the data's there, it's theirs, but well, they don't have any control over it. It's
They
like
can't even
watching a movie through someone else's skin.
come back as DigiX.
They kind of look, unfortunately, from what we can tell, I don't think it does, because the data that's involved with the Digimon are still out there somewhere, so it doesn't have the ability to then go and then come back.
Kotora nods, looking very kind of horrified at that.
Oh my,
So,
isn't that saying something? Implying some situation right now.
from what we can gather, sometimes if someone steals data from you, well, there's a chance you can even feel it sometimes whenever it's being used on others. Though it doesn't really help us too much, but we're still trying to investigate that part.
Haboku was looking very interested in that bit of information. Well, I hope research into that goes well. I'm not quite at the brainy sort, but I'll
If
see if I can help in any way possible.
Right now, I think the biggest trouble is finding a way to actually cleanse the data after it's been stolen. Usually, they use the glitch to steal the data, so it ends up being a little bit corrupted. So even though the real Digimon's data is there, it gets a little bit jumbled, and it essentially needs to be some form. It needs to be essentially re-puzzled back together before it can be properly given back to the Digimon that it was taken from.
Reconstructed?
Exactly, a little bit deconstructed and then reconstructed where it's meant to be, returning it to where it once was.
Just imagining a camera pan directly to Asher, still looking at the arm. That is what my imagination brings right now.
Asher must be deep in pastries at the moment.
Num 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 num.
Asher is just watching and listening to everything. He doesn't have any questions or anything at this time.
How does Asher's mood feel about every information? Is it curious, quizzitive?
Neutral.
What about you, Jace? How's the general vibe feeling for you at the moment?
How so?
I was just how's your character responding to all the information being provided?
No response. He's gonna keep his mouth shut.
Fair enough. And Kotora, what about you?
He's both very intrigued but also kind of horrified at the information he has been given.
Okay, and you'll see as she on a more positive note, supplies, wonderful supplies. And she'll come up with a or she'll kind of jump down a little bit and ruffle through a bag that was tucked away at the corner of the room. Here we go. And she'll pop up back on the table with more of a larger sack. She hands you each a individual pouch, each containing 20 bytes of currency. This should be able to give you pretty much of a good starting money, as well as we can give you some basic supplies like some food for the journey. And if there's anything smaller you can think of, but consider this an upfront payment, as we can't exactly pay you while you're over in the other town as easily, so here's some upfront money. For context, and she kind of pulls out one of the bytes. Uh, this is worth, and she kind of looks around. Are you familiar with the currency here?
Rib will give a nod.
Yes.
Haboku is just tilting his head.
Same with Arcus. He's also tilting his head.
Also, is this 20 for all of us, or is it 20 a pop?
20 each.
20 each, got it. Just wanted to make sure.
She'll pull out essentially one of the bytes, and then she'll also pull out from her own. She'll kind of, you see her reaching down into a kind of a small purse. She hands it by her side, and she'll pull out three separate, almost what look to be chips of some sort, almost like little tiny, cards. And she kind of lays out all three on the table in ordering size, with the bite being the largest. See right here, and she kind of points. We have bits, and we have nibbles, and we have bites. And she'll kind of put all three on the table. This is a bite, and she'll go ahead and kind of show it, as well as this is what we're paying you. This is the largest form of currency, and this right here is a nibble, and this is a bit. You see, 10 of these make one of these, and she'll point to the bits. 10 of these make a nibble, and then 10 of these make a bite. And she'll kind of show you how that works. Typically, a single night in a inn-type area would cost you about 2 to 3 nibbles, so this money should more than keep you for that. As for other things, a typical meal is going to be probably just a nibble, and she'll kind of redirect. Some of the more expensive things can cost upwards of a bite or two, so try to petition the money as well as you can. This should hold you over for this mission, as well as hopefully the next mission, but we'll see how well this one goes and if more funds are needed.
That is funny you mentioned that, right? We actually had that discussion previously.
Yep. I would have been fine with it, but also it would have been a little bit confusing for other people, so it was decided against. It would have
Yeah,
been really funny though.
Yeah.
mostly for the simplicity. But yeah, she'll hand you that. You'd imagine that this is essentially a pretty generous sum of currency for what you're after. But she does say, and also, as well as just in case you need anything to prep as well, each Digimon is special and unique, so we wanted to make sure that you had enough money to be able to afford anything that you personally need. So if there's anything you need to visit in the town or any shops, we do welcome you to stay one more night in the town and then set off for the journey in the morning.
Sounds good.
And once
There's
again, go ahead.
I was just gonna say there was just a nod from Hub. You know, he looks a lot more focused and quiet now, but he isn't saying much.
And I can
Okay.
So, and I can assure you, we do have several other teams working on several other, well, anomalies that seems to be plaguing the different areas. Be glad you weren't going to the volcano region. We need to investigate, but we had to send a very powerful team for that. Hopefully, may they be safe on their journey. But hopefully, this should keep you kind of a good introduction, and well, hopefully you get it. And she kind of looks a little bit said, I just really love that town. I want to make sure that the town keeps prospering. That town is where me and a lot of other Digimon have grown up. So once again, we really do thank all of you. I really want to see that town flourish again. You see her giving a almost less formal but almost more sincere, kind of almost plead with her eyes as she kind of looks around to you all. The tone of tone of Kino seems to be much more formal and serious, but with the mentioning of the town and its degradation, you can tell almost with that almost pleading look in her eyes.
Kotora is just nodding. You know,
Good.
well, that is what we're here for. What we're here for, after all. I suppose we'll do our best.
So you said you had a research team?
Yes, if you want to spend the day with them, I'm sure they could share any information they have, and you could cross-reference any data that you've acquired on your journey.
I will be doing that.
I'll show you the way after the meeting. As for everyone else, if there's no other questions, I'd be happy to let you go find your way around the city until whatever ends you find necessary to help you prepare for your journey.
Kotora is standing from his chair and nods. That sounds like a good idea. I suppose I'll go ahead and take my leave.
You kind of hear almost that gruff kind of cough. Thank you again for helping protect the area around my city. It really is a great assistance to me, and I repeat again, the entire town is definitely in your grace here, and your thanks. So, we thank you from the city to you.
Rib is gonna run halfway to the door, stop, turn around, and then run up, like pretty much like directly to Kito and look up at him with a very hopeful look.
You see him giving almost a softer, like I said, seems terrifying grin, but almost what best he can have is a softer smile down at you.
Hey, so if you're free later, can I find you and ask you a bunch of questions?
My schedule lets out around. He kind of looks around closer to after, well, about 8 p.m. and I'll be free.
Okay, see you later. Bye. He's gonna run.
Thank you again for your assistance with the research team.
He knows not what he has done.
Kotora, before he left, Kotora has observed this thing, and he just looks at What was his name again? Kino?
Yep.
He just looks at Kino with a bit of oh no expression. You have not realized what you have brought upon yourself. Kotra's not saying that out loud, but that's what he's thinking.
What have you done? Expression.
Yes.
Maybe I could take them. He kind of looks out towards the doorway as he sees Riv leave. If it goes too long, I'll have to take him on my nightly prowl of the city. Hope he can. He kind of looks. Hopefully, he can use those wings to fly.
You can.
And well, now Kotora leaves.
You see them begin to kind of shape up themselves as you see Kiga beginning to take some of the papers from the table and Kino themselves taking the rolled up plans from the previous and almost completely forgetting the actual plans that are up on the board again as they begin to leave.
Yep. Just for a note, Riv is waiting outside the door for Kiga. He was just like
Yeah.
doing the thing where he's like, "Oh, I need to get a move on. Oh, wait, someone needs to lead me there. Okay, I'll wait."
And so Kotora goes outside, realizes that Rib is waiting for Kiga there, and he takes a quick look at Rib and then just hurriedly runs off to somewhere else.
Rib is just gonna like realize this, blink a bit, and then like kind of like half whisper mumble to himself, "Oh, I'm really lucky that he gets busy sometimes. Oh, I almost thought he was about to ask me a bunch of questions."
Excuse me, hold the phone. Hold the phone for half a second. Riv was worried that he was going to get asked a bunch of questions. Excuse me, princess?
Yes. Even though normally him getting asked questions is like Christmas come early. He is expressing this right now. Yes, that is exactly correct there.
Getting asked questions is always different when it's family.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Okay. Judgment slightly retracted. Still judging.
Yeah, what about the rest of you?
The
Arcus
beating has
is-
been dismissed.
Arcus is heading out to get things.
Jason's just gonna look at Asher and be like, I think we gotta stay inside the barracks, not our home, so head there afterwards. I'm going to the bar, have fun.
Aw, okay.
What, do you want to come with me too, or do you really want to drink with the old man again?
He thinks for a moment. Nah, I got other stuff I'm gonna go do. And he just gives a grin.
Oh, dear goodness. Don't make me regret letting you be on your own again. You're supposed to be an adult, be responsible. Dear gods, if any of you... Never mind, I'm just gonna go to the bar now before I have to deal with any of your antics points across the table. I forgot to ask whether or not we could just stay in our house. I like we have the room.
Kiga, yeah, Kiga's out there talking with Riv at the moment. Before they go off to the research lab.
So you could ask still.
Well,
Indeed.
Jace doesn't know that they're out there until he walks out and goes, "Oh, you," points at Kiga. "Can we just stay in my house? At least me and Asher. Barrick's kind of... Look, I guess everybody could stay, but we only got like a bedroom technically. But
She kind of looks, oh, no worries, you can go anywhere around the city. Like I said, our guardian keeps the city very safe. We have ways of contacting him if he ever needs to be alerted somewhere. And she kind of looks around. Oh yeah, and she kind of says, your money should be good anywhere in the city as well as any of the surrounding areas. So if you'd like to visit any part of the town or prepare for your journey, you're more than free to. But I do understand the need of a night's rest, so you're more than welcome to stay.
Alright, I'm going to the bar. Bye.
Okay, bye, Jace.
Woohoo, whiskey.
Haboku, for his part, he's he doesn't seem as energetic as he was as earlier. Yeah. As he's just has his head he's still pawing underneath his hood a bit. And then he's just gonna give it a resolute nod out and stand up. Realize as the people who could tell him where things are gone, and then go outside.
Hi, Haboku.
Hi.
Hey,
Do you
hey,
know where?
Haboku. You want to come help me with
Yes.
something?
Haboku will tilt his head curiously. He'll think for a bit and said, "I guess sure, why not?"
Excellent. Now, I just need you to sign this. He's gonna pull out his Valve doc and open up a document on it. It's nothing special, just your standard NDA.
You went for the person who can't read. I see.
The perfect person to sign it.
It is also really funny because Riv upon here is just gonna, oh, can I read it? I haven't gotten to sign one of those ever.
Oh, sir.
Starts reading through every single line.
What's an NDA?
Click.
Oh, non-disclosure
Scroll.
agreement. It's
Scroll.
just. It really is a standard one,
Okay,
though
what's that?
incredibly.
Scroll.
It is a very
Scroll.
long, very detailed, like almost every possible situation is covered.
Scroll. Read more. Scroll.
Yeah.
You let Riv read something that is very word dense.
Excellent.
Haboku will tilt his head, and then he'll just as awkwardly do the paw print as a sign as a way of signing.
Okay, great. So basically, you're not supposed to. The basic gist is, don't share anything that that you're gonna do with me.
Scroll.
Okay.
There is a line in there where you confirm that Asher is your god of death.
Riv needs this for later.
That can't stop me
Scroll.
because I can't read.
To note, even though he's reading through a legal document, Riv just looks excited.
Also, everyone give me a percentile dice. I'm gonna do that for order because I realized that doing initiative gave priority to way too many people. Particular people in particular.
It's almost like I took reliable initiative for a different reason, but it just gives me a +10.
Order is gonna be easier with percentile dice.
11.
That is a very weird spread of numbers.
It seems Arcus is first.
Okay, we'll start with Arcus. Where would you like to investigate in the city?
Hmm. I I think he's gonna look for like explore a place that sells exploring supplies, and maybe a store that has a backpack so he can replace it because his current one is probably
Okay. For that, there is indeed a traveler shop within the city, though it is closer to the outside bounds of the town. Mostly because it is intended for people leaving or entering the city more than obviously people inside the city, not needing exploring supplies to, well, look at a city. So you'll find yourself on the edge of town, around one of the gates, well, rapidly building gate, as the building or as the wall around the city is still being built at the moment. But there is a few entrances and exits to town, and you're redirected with a few different locals to a shop that sells general exploring supplies. What particular items do you think that you're picking up here? I can also give you a selection as well.
well, he knows he wants the backpack, but a selection would be helpful.
Okay. Along there, you see what looks to be a. It seems to be one of the key selling items. Seems to be a very, very strong tactical shovel. And when I say tactical shovel, this thing has on its plate 30 different things it can do, from being a shovel to a pickaxe to a hoe. It is a very, very nice. There's a spear tip if you open it up. This seems like an all-in-one kit of a tactical shovel, as well as other ingredients, as well as backpacks, pitons, and various climbing gear, as well as what looks to be heat and cold resistant materials.
Oh. Going to this shop might have been a mistake.
Don't worry, I am also posting very important content in the DH chat. Very important content.
You realize that the tactical shovel does indeed cost up to 8 bytes, but it is the most prized option in the shop, it seems, as it is giant like lettering that just says tactical shovel, and with like many arrows pointing to it.
I have a tactical shovel in my trunk of my vehicle. Just putting that.
So
out
do
there.
I. So do I. If you'd like to take some time to think, I can go on to the next person for now.
Hmm.
Actually fitting thing that Haboku and Asher rolled so close together.
I know. You rolled a 50, a 55, and a 60. Very, very close together.
It's very funny.
I can get back to you a second, August, if you want to have like a small kind of fun list of stuff.
Ye-
Kotora, what are you doing? Where are you going in the city?
Okay, Cora would head to the food market. The food market.
Okay, and in the food market, you see a very bright, very vibrant toucanmon that seems to be selling a variety of tropical fruits and vegetables, from coconuts to pineapples, from mangoes to even exotic oranges. This toucanmon seems to be seems to be loudly proclaiming his wares to the entire food market. And then you find a few other meat shops along the way, various butchers of it. Well, I guess in this case, various plant growers of various varieties. It seems that a few different people from their own hometown have been trying to peddling their food markets in specialized wares, as they've brought in their spices as well as their local cuisine from their different biomes, and are trying to share with all. What kind of food are you looking to explore today?
Besides looking for food, he's also actually looking for cooking utensils. if anybody's selling those around the food market.
As you kind of begin to ask around, so maybe someone with cooking supplies, and they kind of look, as you're basically talking to people who are trying to sell their food, not their wares. And after a few people kind of scoff at the idea of trying to sell you cooking wares because they want to be the ones doing the cooking to sell you the cooking, a few of the nicer ones end up redirecting you to the blacksmith. Actually, there is a blacksmith in town that can basically craft anything out of metal that you would like. Specialized works cost a bit more to rush, but for anyone, they'd be happy to look into that. They redirect you down a few different districts to a blacksmith shop if you'd like to go there.
Kotora will go there then.
Okay, as you enter the blacksmith shop, the heavy smell of soot and fire and brimstone seem to almost waft in the air. You see a very short but very tough-looking Agumon that seems to be breathing fire into a kiln, as he seems to be having various implements, though everything seems to be a lot lower to the ground than you'd probably expect from a blacksmith shop, but everything seems to be fitted pretty well, as he seems to specialize in the smaller crafts of the blacksmith line. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to my and kind of motions his claws around the shop. Welcome to my shop. I sell all kinds of metal goods.
Kotora is beaming at the Agumon and just say, "Do you perhaps sell cooking utensils for preparing food? I need some new ones since I didn't brought the ones with me from my home."
Oh, certainly, I can get that right away. You kind of see him rummaging around. Finest spoons and forks and sporks and knives. Oh, I specialize in knives. Oh, I would so be happy if you were to buy one of my knives.
Definitely will need a knife for cooking.
You see him pull out a large, butcher's cleaver that is basically the size of his muzzle. This is a very large, very hefty cleaver. If you can wield this is one of my best recommended items for any cook. A cleaver that can cut through anything, and really use it on someone if they get too nasty about how your cooking tastes. He kind of does a few jabs in the air playfully.
Kotora just laugh at that joke. Well, let me see if I can wield it. I'm not sure.
Certainly, you say, remember, you never complain to a chef when they have their knife in their hand, and this one, no one will be complaining about your food at all. And he hands you the knife. It's pretty hefty to begin with, though you feel that you have enough strength to hold it. It's not a full weapon or size of anything, but he definitely is playing up the size of it, though you could tell that the sharpness of it is very, very pristine. You feel that with a pretty good whetstone, you'd be able to keep this thing sharp and cut through most anything you'd like to cook.
Oh, this is very good quality. I can definitely tell.
Thank you. I prize myself and my durable wares. And if you want, I can even throw in and kind of rummages through. I can make spoons in no time flat. Tell you what, if you want a silverware, how many people are you trying to feed?
We're a group of 6.
666, perfect. I love that. I'll go ahead and you kind of see him take 1 second. You kind of see him take a break for a moment as he blows a huge fireball into the kiln. So I got to keep that thing lit if I want to keep the fires going. Tell you
No
what,
worries.
I'll make. You kind of see as the smoke begins to billow up. Tell you what, I'll keep going here, and you tell me what you want. And he kind of grabs a piece of paper. You tell me what you want, and I can have the order custom made by tonight if you're willing to pay a little extra.
Well, at first I'll need to know what the prices are. I'm not entirely sure what your prices are, and my budget is kind of limited at the moment.
Tell you what, I'll make you a special discount since you're buying for so many people. I'll get you enough utensils for everyone to eat, And I'll throw in a cooking pot because you have to have something to cook in. Ooh, and I'll throw in a little tiny bowl. I'll throw in enough bowls for everyone because you can't just eat off plates. You have to have something to hold other things in, and a good old roasting spit. Nothing says classic like a good roasting spit. And with the chef's knife, that'll be uh, let's see, 10 bites altogether. One for each person and 4 for you for the extra.
Ah, well, what if you take out the cooking pot then? Because I have my own.
If you take out a cooking pot, it'll be 9 bites and 2 nibbles.
That sounds good then.
Perfect, perfect. Pleasure doing business with you. I can't wait to come by here anytime after, let's say, 8 p.m., and I'll be able to get you settled up with that. You kind of see as he moves over to the door, moving an open sign to a closed sign. I'll get working on it right away.
Kotora bow his head and says, "Thank you very much," before leaving. Yeah,
And
he's going back to the food market to actually buy food this time.
you may do that.
But
Jace.
you can move it on to another
Yeah.
person, yeah.
Jace, what are you doing in the city? You said you're going to the bar.
Yep, right to the bar.
There was 3 different bars. There was 3 different bars in the main hub of the area. There's one that's called the Toxic Venom. Another is the Freezing Chill, and another is the Fiery Kitchen. Seem to be theming around different types of Digimon.
Uh, the first one.
The Toxic Venom. As you approach inside the Toxic Venom, you are met with almost a little bit rougher of a texture than some of the what you'd imagine. But then again, for you, it might feel more at home. You can tell the venom in the name is someone holding a large drink, a very large green drink. Mostly, you can guess that it's probably one of the higher alcohol contents. But as you come up, you see up to the countertop, you see a Vimmon. The Digimon seems to be running about, filling several mugs. They say, "Hello, hello. What can I get you? What can I get you?"
Whiskey, low ball, please.
Whiskey, whiskey. Would you like a touch of venom with that?
No thanks.
I kind of blinks it. Oh, and I forget to say, are you familiar? I haven't seen you here. Are you familiar with that?
No, I'm okay though.
Very well, very well. One whiskey was coming up. What about? And you kind of see him running back and forth. His slender-like tail seems to be darting about as he grabs one of the whiskeys, and you see him beginning to pour from a spout. Here you go, one whiskey. And would you like anything extra with that? Lemons, limes?
This is good.
Perfect, perfect. That'll be one nibble, please.
I'll just slide him a bite for now. I'll get
Perfect,
another one later.
perfect. I'll keep your tab running for the night then. This will be more than enough for enough drinks to keep any Digimon happy here. Pleasure to have you here. And you kind of see as he gestures around. It's a little bit darker here, but it's for the people who prefer a little bit quieter of a night. Someone who wants to get drunk without being looked at too much. I hope that fits you well.
It's fine. I'm not worried about it.
Perfect, perfect. And of course, if you want, there's other drinks, and there is a kind of points over. If you want to, we do have some smaller games. You see a singular table with various ball-shaped objects on top of it.
No. Gambling's dumb. I'll be okay. Don't worry about it. Thank you.
Perfect, but over here, over here. Oh, perfect. Yes. Why do I? You see him quickly run off to another as he begins to pour the drinks of a few others. You see the Digimon in here seem to have a very chill, almost vibe to them. Despite the name being the Toxic Venom, only a few people seem to have that almost greenish tint in the drink, though the ones that do seem to be much more livelier than those that don't.
Out of character. Gambling? Sure. I'll do it here and there. Somebody says, do you want me to add this funky thing to my drink? Yeah, it depends on what it is. In character, Jace has work to do tomorrow.
You would be able to tell from looking around the room. Anyone who has the green drink, their signature toxic venom drink, seemed very, very, very much drunker than anyone else around them. You could tell from even a brief glance of investigating and people watching that this is very clearly a very strong alcohol concentrate or something that's causing them to enhance the alcoholic effect.
Yeah, I will skip. Or Jace will skip the poison.
Oh, of course, and if you want any kind of, he does come back to, if you want any of it to go, I'd be, well, as long as you're not taking care of any minors, I'd be happy to slip a drink or two for the road.
No, my kid's an adult. The rest of my team, on the other hand, I don't know if they're children or not at this point. We'll figure that out later.
He kind of slips you, well, you did pay for a whole bite of drinks. I'll tell you what, if you want, I can give you a little slip of the venom that we use here, and if you ever feel you need to use it on yourself or others, then make sure to pass it along.
You can give it to me, but I can't drink it. I got work to do tomorrow.
You see, you could almost tell after giving him the bite, you could tell that he was very elated, and he seems to be very much trying to keep in very high graces to you. Of course, of course, of course. Here, and he'll give you like a small vial of it. Here we go. Usually this is only about 2 nibbles to take it to go home, but you can have it for free, considering you have a generous tip and all.
Oh, thank you. Just
Okay,
dig
you
in my
gotta see.
pocket.
You see, only about a quarter of that's enough to get you enough drunk to equivalent to the entire, well, drink of whiskey I have before you.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
You see him begin to be called off to someone else.
Oh boy.
Is there anything else you'd like to investigate in the bar?
No, he just chilling. I'll let other people do the investigating for
Yep.
now.
Riv. If you don't mind, Riv, can I get to actually Asher and Haboku first?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay, Haboku and Riv. Sorry, what am I saying? Haboku and Asher, what are you both doing?
That was a short time skip there, Zerta.
I'm going to you after. Riv, what are you doing?
Okay, so first off, Asher is going to be looking around. Well, actually, the Gadamon's there, right?
The Godamon is running off with Riv unless you need to say anything to them before they leave.
Yeah, they're standing outside at the beginning, but yeah.
Real quick before you go,
Yes, of course.
where do you keep the supplies for traveling and such?
Well, we have a basic supply room in the barracks with some general supplies, but if you want anything more specific or anything to a specific region, you'd have to check in the city. But we do offer some basic supplies, a backpack or two, as well as some pitons and some rations and things like that. We offer some small supplies, but anything, like I said, specific you have to get in the town.
No, that should be perfect. Where's that?
Perfect. So you just go down the hallway here, and you'll take a left, and you'll see a really, really long hallway with some really big doors. If you go to the end, and you'll see on the left, it's the last door on the left, there's a really, really big door. And it's, well, you can push it open, and you'll see the barracks there, and has various backpacks. Feel free to take a backpack, and, well, and one for your group as well, if you'd like.
Excellent, thank you. He's going off to the supply room.
Before they go, Haboku will ask, where do you train and to get stronger?
The barracks supplies a lot of different weights and stuff for people to train personally. The training room is open to anyone at all times during the day, so you're all free to train there as well if you'd like to have a more alone training, and then the barracks and both provide. It's more so whether you're wanting to train with others or training by yourself. Training room's more for training by yourself, and the barracks is more for, well, people like to duel and battle in there a bunch and kind of do play fights to help each other grow stronger.
Okay, that sounds like a thing. But I should probably go catch up with him. He's following Asher now. Thank you.
Of course, anytime.
All right, so Asher's going into the storeroom. Now, what is in here? What specific kinds of supplies?
Okay, you see along the walls, you do see what looks to be some standard shovels, pickaxes, as well as a hoe. Some of them seems to be more of exploration equipment, though you do see a few backpacks that seem to be hung up on walls, though pretty low to the ground as a lot of the Digimon seem to be of smaller stature. You see various, like I said, you see the pitons that they mentioned. You see another few different kinds of steel spikes with various curves attached to them. You'd imagine some for pitching tents, some for climbing. You see a whole ring, almost a rainbow ring, of various carabiners, all lined up, ready to be taken as well, that you could imagine could hold quite a bit of weight, as they seem to be lined up, ready for the taking as well. Though usually it seems to be a courteous, as nothing seems to be locked and key in here. There does seem to be more to be an honor code in here. Oh, and also there is a lot of rope. And I mean a lot of different kinds of rope and lengths of rope. There is a
Excellent.
lot of rope.
Asher is going to start taking some of the rope, kind of just passing it over to Haboku. Several of the carabiners, some of the pitons. He's just taking a random assortment of various items. Not a huge amount, but, you know.
Haboku will be taking the items cluelessly, not particularly questioning. And it.
Okay, so we're gonna need this, we're gonna need that. Oh, we could really bring up something good with this. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. He says this with some rope in his mouth.
Okay, that should be enough. Now we gotta get back to the room.
All right.
And he's gonna lead the way back to the room. Because he's not aware that we have permission to stay in the house yet. And once in there, he is going to start bringing up all manner of traps. Of course, starting with the... Well, not starting, but, you know, one of them will, of course, be the bucket of water over the door. But there will be, you know, the rope that springs around the ankle and hefts them up in the air. He's gonna loosen some of the screws on one of the beds. Probably Jace's.
Oh no, it's a bunk bed.
It's fine. But yeah, he is going to trap the heck out of this room.
You are uninhibited by anyone other than Haboku at the moment. This is your room.
Haboku is mostly just watching and handing. He's more or less curious of what Asher's doing. Ain't to really care to stop him.
Okay, so some more rope. Also, oh, right, we gotta figure out a way to open the way to the back rooms. I'll worry about that later. So yeah, we'll have some of this and some of that. There's gonna be oh, those pitons would make great darts. Well, maybe not great, but suitable enough. And yeah, that is what Asher is doing with Haboku in tow. Now remember, you can't tell anybody. It's a surprise.
Ew. Surprises are fun, I think.
Oh, yes. I'm stalling that one.
It almost decided to say.
It almost did. You think Haboku will be a loyal servant for Asher?
I mean, God of Death, F undead, Ed puppy.
True, true.
Y'all.
Why?
Preying on the person with low memories.
Hey, Asher's not aware of that, and besides, he's evil. It's fine.
Y'all.
Where would you like to go after the traps have been set?
Okay, now, well, I guess you were asking to train, so I guess we could go train.
Yes, yes. His tail's wagging now.
Okay, so, hold the door right like this, and he's gonna climb up on Haboku's back and position the bucket right above the door. Okay, we're ready. Now don't go in there.
I smell somebody who might be future grounded.
Chances are, if we end up not going back there, it's going to be a very unhappy housekeeper who gets to put up with all that. Okay, hey, and he just does the lips are sealed gesture before bounding off to the training room. Or
Asher will follow.
Whichever the one was where you train with others.
If Jace makes it back first and he hits any of those pranks, Asher is grounded for a month.
Should have told him.
Oh no.
You're an adult. You can suffer the consequences of your own actions, such as being made to eat green things for the next month.
Ah, yes, but you can also suffer the consequences of your actions in not revealing what happened.
He told you what happened. Twice.
He doesn't believe it. There was more than a normal PTSD attack.
Just because you don't find the answer satisfactory doesn't mean that the answer doesn't exist.
Okay, you make your way to the training room with all of the various. Do you go to the training room with all of the various implements, or the barracks where it's more of a basic brawl?
Basic brawl with the barracks.
Okay, you find your way. You find your way back to the supply room. We're off to, well, not to the supply room itself, but to the door next to the supply room. You see essentially a larger door with a very muscular Digimon doing several different poses over the room. Labeled the just has the word barracks to it, but also underneath it you kind of see the Brawler's Den that seems to have like its own little logo plate, though clearly not officially called that. You step inside and you see what looks to be several different mats, all that seem to be laid out in a square-shaped pattern across the room. The room seems to be mostly an open space with mirrors on all sides. It seems to promote the awareness of everyone else around you as well as who you're fighting. And with these several squares, it is foam padded, so you're able to move it to make bigger mats. There seems to be only 3 other groups or 3 other teams of 2 in there that seem to be brawling it out fist to fist. Some seem to be, well, be very wary of not hitting anything in the room, so they're keeping mostly to hand-to-hand combat for now, other than those who can keep extreme accuracy with their moves.
Okay, well, if nothing else, as Haboku, I'll go straight to the muscular Digimon. And hey, is this where you're trying to get strong, Andrew?
Oh yes. And kind of see him. You see a large Apemon that, not Apemon. What's the one that's smaller than that? One second. There we go. Sorry, wrong one. You see a shaman mon that seems to be flexing his muscles as he seems to be kind of doing yes. See, and you kind of see him training with another. This is where you get big and strong. I'm gonna take on the glitch. I'm gonna punch the glitch in the face. He does a few air jabs. Yes, and you kind of see him, and as he kind of points over, he kind of does the thing where he like beats his fists together. I've already got a training partner, but after I beat this wimp over here, I'll be sure to beat up on you if you want to. I gotta train to punch that glitch in the face.
Haboku then looks down at his claws. Well, I'm not against it. Is it? Can I even punch like this?
Anyone could punch things. I've been doing it since the day I was born. He kind of says that very proudly with like his hands on his waist, like doing like a really big like chest out pose.
Haboku will just shrug again, nod. He's actually not against sparring with this guy too, if he wants to.
There's two kinds of people in this world. People that can take a punch and people that can give it. And I'm one of those people that can give it.
Cool. I'm trying to be one of those who can take it.
He kind of looks, what about your little friend over there? Is he more of a giver or a taker of punches? He kind of gives a few air jabs for emphasis.
Me? I'm more the kind that fixes the punches.
He looks to you extremely puzzled. What do you mean you fix punches? If they're not supposed to be punched, then they shouldn't get punched. What do you mean you fix punches?
Exactly what I said?
Sounds like, well, that's not going to be fun sparring with. If you just heal yourself after you spar, the pain is the part of the, well, he kind of beats his fist together. The pain is what keeps you going.
I would definitely argue to the contrary, because, well, if you're injured and that does not let you keep doing the fight and such. It's really only if you're healed that is what keeps you able to keep fighting.
You guys see him kind of looking a little bit puzzled for a second.
Are you sure you know what you're doing?
Yeah, and he does another like triumphant pose with his like fists next to his waist. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna learn to punch so hard that I'm gonna punch that glitch right and back to where it came from. He seems extremely confident.
I don't know. This guy seems pretty cool.
I don't know. He seems kind of dumb to me.
If you're gonna go heal yourself after being punched, then you go spar with this guy over here. If he likes taking punches so much, maybe you'd be able to hit him and then heal him after. I'd consider it a net loss myself, but maybe you two can get along with that. I'll go over here sticking to my punching things.
Okay. Have fun dying. I'll see you at the gates.
He does a few quick jabs in the air as he absentmindedly does more and more jabs in the air, even faster.
Haboku will have head tilt at the gate, at the mention of the gates, but he'll just as follow Asher too, so they can begin sparring.
You do. You begin spawning away as the time begins to pass. Um, Riv, you are now being accompanied to a small, very small computer room. Maybe about 3 computers maximum in here, as a lot of the data seems to be worked by the very small amounts of Digimon that actually are digitally trained. You can almost, coming into the room alone, you can almost just feel the air that, like, it is definitely, like, a lot cleaner in here. Everyone seems to be a lot more neater shaped and oh no, like neater suited, and they seem to be a lot almost cleaner in here with the air itself having almost a sweet smell of mint in the air.
Yep. Oh, by the way, one thing that I do want to point out is Ribs does have the whole aura of cold thing. So he does chill things around him if it's within like 10 feet of him, which means that, correct me if I'm wrong, technically speaking, computers are able to run colder around him. If you want to go with that.
The heating sinks of the computer have never been better.
Yeah. Not that it'll particularly be noticed or matter that much, but it is something that I thought would be interesting, so I thought I'd ask.
You do see Kiga kind of shivering a little bit as they're going down the hall towards the research lab. She just kind of passes it off as the wind must be kind of the temperature must have been dropped a little bit inside the hall for a little bit.
Yeah, if he does notice Giga shivering slightly, he's gonna blink a little bit, and then go, "Oh, sorry, I'm just used to my brother being really warm and not noticing it. You might not want to stand right next to me. I'm a little cold."
I've heard of body heat, but I didn't realize that body chill was a thing.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm sure you make great on hot summer days to be around. She kind of tries to make a very positive comment about it, as she is like clearly shivering a little bit.
You can just you can just stand a little bit further away from me and you won't be cold. It doesn't go that far.
That's it, nonsense. You're a part of us now, and we have to get used to all people from all different kinds of climates here. You aren't the first person I've had to be around that's a little bit chilly, but that'll be perfect because the computer room actually tends to get a little bit hot. I'm sure the Digimon in there could use a little bit of temperature relief.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to. You don't have to be cold, you know.
There we are. Okay, and we're here to the room. She kind of like finally speeds up a little bit to the door. Here we go, and she opens it up, and you are instantly hit with, like, even with your chill in the air, you were almost instantly hit with that minty but warm air that seems to be coming from the computer room, as there's been inefficient cooling methods that have still yet to be or efficient cooling methods that still have yet to be discovered. The room is very, very heated with very small digi-computers here.
I think him being cold is going to be very noticeable then in here.
Indeed.
He is almost immediately going to start looking at the technology on offer.
You see, we have a local, like I said, we have a local database of certain things that we've discovered so far. Various things regarding to glitches in different areas, the different areas that we have around us, the different biomes. We don't really have too much detail, but luckily with all the people coming into the city, we've been trying to get a really good account of what's been going on around in the world. Usually we've been keeping to ourselves and just let people come to us, but now we're really trying hard to get all the information we can get.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. From what I was able to tell when I looked at the stuff during the whole initiation test thing that was going on, I think I can get my stuff to interface with yours without a problem. Sometimes that can be a little bit tricky because I custom made mine, but that also means I know how it works. So
Perfect. Like I said, I'm one of the more technologically advanced here, so I've been working with a lot of the data centers mostly myself. it kind of helps to have a niche. And well, when you're a small Digimon in such a big area, it's kind of hard to be noticed if you're not having a good niche.
Also, can Riv roll a tech roll?
Yes, you may.
Wow, that is garbage. I'm going to will that because I refuse. This is why I have will. This
It's
is
the-
literally the reason.
It's the first technology roll all over again as you try to impress them.
All right, at least it's a 2 now, with a bunch of
I can
3s. But
I can give you a 3 or I can give you an 8. Take it or leave it.
what's it gonna be? Huh? 3? 8? But no, that's gonna be 2 successes, which is a
That is
Really
a
decent.
decent amount. I would say with enough with the fact that you originally weren't really sure, you realize it was more your perception more than your really ability of technology. Now that you've had time to actually look at her digi data pad as well as some of the rooms, you realize, oh, I worked on this in the training room. You realize that a lot of the stuff it is running a different kind of system than you're running, though since most systems in the world have essentially been handcrafted to whatever area they're in, it is very common to have most systems at least understood enough someone who with technology can understand them. So you are able to quickly kind of read up. There is a manual that one of them hands you that was handwritten by one of the people here, and it details enough how to get connected to different ports and different ways to essentially connect data centers to or connect like the data pads together under the central room. Though you realize that almost everything is still a hard wire connection, as wires seem to be going overhead of all the computers and going to all the other computers in the room via cables on the wall.
Yep. I assume they have all necessary cabling.
Yeah, it would be. You see, they have several dongles to provide to you. You see a few different shapes dongles. They seem to fit perfectly fine to what you need after searching through a few dongles.
He's gonna find. Well, he's basically gonna start talking to basically like whoever else is like actually like normally in the room. But just whoever is around and doesn't look extremely busy, and start explaining that he is a traveling researcher that is gonna be downloading a little bit of data from them and providing some of his research notes and data to their servers.
You see in the room a cameraman with a very, very large rounded glasses as you see him kind of trying to type away with his clawed fingers, as you kind of see him with his little total body trying to figure out what's going on. As you try to talk to them, they kind of originally like put their head inside their shell a bit as someone tries approaching them. But after realizing that you're talking in a friendly manner, he will kind of point his head out a little bit. Sorry, that was instinct. Hi. He kind of like, hi.
Hi, my name's Rivermere, but I actually only go by Riv. I don't use the last half of my name, so you just go ahead and call me Riv. I'm a traveling researcher that is going to be, going ahead and sharing some of my data with you guys, and I'm going to take a look at what you guys got to help hopefully find out a couple things about the glitch.
As you start like talking, you see his head slowly starting to go into his shell a little bit the more you talk. But then as you break the like talk, he begins to like okay, then he kind of like pokes his head back out again. Oh yeah. I've and you kind of see him like struggling with his glasses a little bit. I have tried. Well, I've never really left the city, but I've been studying all the stuff in the in the library. So I've been trying to compile it into data format, so people can when they learn to read and data pads more frequently, well, everyone would be able to read books.
Oh, can I help you with that later?
Yes. I would love for more people to read books. Books have been my friends for my entire life.
I like books a lot too. I mean,
you know, it's I have other friends and family, but yeah, I definitely like books. They're very nice, and yeah. Unironically, Riv's starting specialty is bookworm. WYRM.
My name's Han, HON. It's okay if you forget it. I'll tell you again. Most people do.
I'll try my best to remember it. My memory hasn't actually been the best recently. A lot of my data got kind of. I guess the best way to say it is like scrambled. So I'm still. I don't have everything, but hey, you know, I will try my best.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Viv. I come from the forest biome. I came to the city because there isn't any computers. Well, there's not that much data in the woods, and I wanted to be able to, you know, share what I like to do with others and actually be appreciated for it.
Well, it seems like you're doing a good job, especially if you want to be like, you know, making it so that way people could read books on datapads when they actually become a lot more popular.
I wish I had more than these 3 claws to work with. It's very hard to type all day, but I'm very determined, and I've learned lots of so much so far. The forest is very dangerous. You kind of see as he slowly kind of shrinks away in his shell a little bit as he's saying dangerous.
Well, you're here now. And if nothing else, I think this is probably one of the safest places to be. Actually, I think you're inside of one of the safest places to be inside of one of the safest places to be, because I don't think that they particularly want their, you know, their limited technology room to get hurt by anything, so.
Yeah, and the wolf here is much nicer than the wolf that where I'm from. He's very scary. My wolf, I mean, not Kino.
Yeah, I don't think Kino's very scary either. He's nice. I'm gonna ask him questions later. I have
He's
so
so
many
friendly.
questions.
I remember all the stuff people talking about the wolf back in my biome, and the Guardian was not very nice there.
What's the point of being a guardian if you're not going to be nice to the people you're helping?
He doesn't really like outsiders, and he says the forest is his, and anyone coming into the forest is either his or is about to not be around to be anyone else's, so he doesn't exactly like the forest very much. Well, outside when he tries to use people. He tried using a few people that I was friends with, and I eventually managed to get away from the forest. He had come to here.
Ah, yeah. I don't think he's a good guardian, or actually much of a guardian at all. I just think he's probably a bully.
He supposedly keeps the forest safe from, well, things, but
Well, it sounds like he doesn't keep the people safe. It sounds like he keeps the forest safe.
he kind of stammers a little bit. Yeah, I don't really like talking bad about him. I'm afraid he might somehow find out and do something.
Well, in that case, it's a secret.
Thank you, Riv. Thank you for keeping my secret. You see him coming
You're
out of his
welcome,
shell
hon.
fully.
And Riv is gonna start selectively uploading. He's not gonna upload literally everything he has, because that'd be a bad idea, but
I print out Wikipedia for you.
I print out Wikipedia for. To be fair, it sounds like Rib is going to be helping this person make Wikipedia.
He's
So you're
definitely
uploading
trying.
Revipedia.
Vorvopedia.
Vorvopedia.
This is the birthplace of it.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do a search on Riv here. Riv, come here. I need to perform a search.
Rib is trusting.
Riv, I'm gonna look up the Anarchist Cookbook. What's your entries?
do you want my actual answer to that?
Oh, no.
No, not your actual answer. I know what your actual answer is. Dang it.
Yeah, my actual answer is TM31210.
Okay, and I will say they will. I will say they exchange data with you pretty adamantly and welcomingly. I will say that in specific, is there anything specifically you want to discover or find out or upload that you'd like to mention?
I think specifically, he would definitely show an interest in any reports coming from people from Shashen for obvious reasons. So if there's any compiled information from about glitches from Shashen, that's definitely going to be on his initial initial read through and download. As for what he's going to be what he's going to be wanting to particularly share, it's going to be mostly on mostly focused on raw data that he has obtained about glitches and interactions with such on the world. He's not gonna share everything because also, first of all, he'd be there so long.
Yeah. I will say,
considering this is where he also keeps a lot of his scan stuff, so
I will say I will personalize a list of rumors for that city and provide them to you after session. How's that sound?
understandable. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much for that. And I think, Arcus, you finally have what you would like to purchase from this shop.
Yep. Okay. Backpack. These heat and cold resistant things. How many rations should I get?
You'd be safe. Each ration is providing. You see a ration that is split into 3, as in it's like it's one ration, like bar. It's like this huge bar, but it's segmented in 3 different segments, labeled B, L, and D.
I'll get 18 should be good for right now. And then he goes over to the shovel.
You see almost like a small music box is playing around the shovel that just has like very almost like humming praise around this shovel. Just ha ha ha. Just playing around the shovel.
Yeah, he's getting the shovel. Then he's gonna go to the water container section and be like, should probably get one of these for everyone. And he's gonna grab 6 canteens. Then he's gonna look around the store to see if they have like bandages.
You see several bandages of different material. Some obviously stronger than others. You do see one that looks to be the same material that was made out of the paper that was in the meeting room.
What is this stuff? Now that he's seen it again and used for something else this time, he's kind of curious.
Go ahead and give me another roll.
Don't teach my hamster to suck eggs.
Nope.
What was that?
Ethereal influence.
Oh, what is Let's see. They slid into Riv State. You'll have to be more specific. Are you talking about the turtle?
Zerda.
Check your DMs.
What? What? There is no DMs.
When influence comes in, I look at it, and then I send it on to you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was not aware of that.
You were trying to jump the gun a bit.
I didn't know what
Slow
it was.
down.
He's the first.
Oh.
He's the first influence of the campaign. He's new to this.
Thank you. Yes, as you're going to approach, as you're going to approach the shopkeeper to start buying some of the ingredients. Oh, not the ingredient, but the different various things that you're buying. You see what looks to be a very tall. Let me double check here. Yeah, you see what looks to be a very tall Gorillamon that seems to be running this. As you can tell, he seems very aged. What was once white fur seems very grayed. He's very much more civil with some clothes dotting him, though you can tell that he keeps his arms bare. As you can tell, this man clearly has came from somewhere very treacherous to have this kind of look. As he looks to you and says, "Ah, yes. I see you've bought the shovel. Are you planning on buying the shovel today?"
Yeah, but I'm not done getting everything yet.
Certainly. What else would you like?
What is this material? And he's, holding up the parchment, the strange, paper, basically the bandage that had the same material as in the, meeting room.
Ah, yes. That is silka. It is a special material from the Iceland. It is used to face various cold and heat, various times, various points. It is grown on the large barrens of the Iceland. It keeps its strength from that. The winter chill keeps the plant strong. As you kind of see, as he's kind of almost flexing his muscle to indicate strength. It is one of the finest materials from that area. Very, very hard to find and very exclusive, but when exported, it is made fantastic quality of various fabrics. Be able to write on, used as a bandage, basically anything you could want. This material will do it all.
Oh, so where I'm from?
If you're from the Tyria, how could you not know about the beauty of Silka?
He just tilts his head.
Oh, you must have come from one of the smaller towns, one of the ones that don't understand the power of Silka. I must introduce them to that power. I must travel there one of these days, he says, kind of looking off. But for now, I will sell you Silka.
Okay. And he's gonna buy 3 bandages.
Think of it like a in-canon gauze wrap, essentially. To better visualize it, it is essentially like a gauze wrap of the universe called Silka, S-I-L-C-A. Since it's going to be a recurring theme, I guess, we'll have a name for it, Silka. And as you do, you bring up that. Is there anything you like? I see you have your backpack, and you have your heat, and your cold, and your rations, and your beautiful, beautiful shovel, of course, and some canteens and some bandages. What else would you like?
And then he's gonna go over to like the bedrolls and stuff and grab 2.
Perfect. I will grab these 2. All of these together, yes. You and your friend, and you and your companion, or you and your mate, or whoever it may be, you and your love, you will find yourself grand company sleeping under these blankets. And these bedrolls. You see the bedrolls comes included with a set of sheets on top of it as well, though more travel sheets than fancier ones.
And how much is this going to be total?
I tell you what, for you, with all of the rations and all of that, as long as you keep, if you're planning on buying the shovel, yes, it's a very, very nice shovel. He kind of eyes it, making sure that you are intending to get the shovel before he gives a price.
Yeah, he is. Jeez, this guy.
Perfect. If you include the shovel, I will give it all to you for only 9 bits if you buy the shovel for 8. All of the other things pale in comparison to this shovel. I took that shovel personally from my hometown, made it in the icy forges where I'm from. I am proud of this shovel. Anyone who buys it will find themselves a good company in this shovel. And for you, I will even include the music box to go with the shovel, so all may hear the glory of this shovel. You see him, and before you even have a chance to say anything, he goes over the counter, picks up the music box. Here you go. It will play this music for you whenever you want to use the shovel. Therefore, everyone will know that you have a shovel and they don't have a shovel, and then they can come and buy a shovel for themselves.
I like how he cut himself off with ominous.
You do realize if you play this stupid freaking jingle around Jace, that thing is going right out the window at hypersonic speeds, right? I will find a golf club.
You see him put the music box on the desk, and he opens it up, and you see him as he's kind of like moving his hands next to his ears, like he's hearing it. As all you hear is just, "Ah, ah, ah." Beautiful shovel. Everyone in your town, everyone in your group, your mate will also want this, or your friend, or your mate. They will want this shovel too. Be sure to tell them where you got this shovel from.
Okay. And so it's 8 bits.
9 bytes. 9 bytes for everything.
Okay. 11. Thank you. Have a nice day. After he hands the money and then is running off.
Be sure to tell your friends about the shovel. The shovel will tell themselves. Just make sure you let them know where they came from.
Yeah.
Is Arcus actually running away, or if he just running off excitedly?
Running off excitedly as usual.
Fair.
Does he know where he's going? No, he will figure it out at the point when he gets there.
Yep. Exactly.
Where are you going? I don't know.
I will say
that's who you remind me of, Gimund, right now. You remind me of Gurr.
I was about to say you reminded me of Noah, so sorry, Sarah. Go ahead.
I would say that is mostly everyone's. As for the only thing left is going to be the cooking supplies. Just for the sake of time, I will say that they give you all of the cooking supplies for the low price. Sorry, forgive me for saying that they mentioned before, and they will take all of it for that price, and you will have a beautiful set of silverware. One of them does have your name engraved into it. Specifically, one set of silverware does seem to have your name engraved as this personal touch. But the Agumon is very proud to give you all of the materials. As you can tell, that it is made of very, very fine materials, and the metal seems to be worked in a way that you could tell just by holding it that it is very durable. And the knife itself also has your name engraved on it. So if anyone says, does it have your name on it? You will say, yes, it does.
Oh man, I was not expecting this. Thank you, Mr. Agumon. Actually, what was your name? I forgot to ask.
Well, my name's not important, but you can. Yeah, some people just hear. Well, honestly, he kind of says. He kind of looks fun. And he kind of looks. I actually, and he kind of looks at us. Don't worry about that right now. You'll know me if you need to come find me again. He seems a little bit uncomfortable when you seem to ask him his name.
Kotora just tilts his head, but he just nods. Okay. Well, pleasure doing business with you. I might come back to get something else if I think on something.
Perfect, perfect. I'm happy to help. Hope that cooking wheel serves you well.
Mm-hmm. So that was for 9 bites and 2 nibbles, right?
Yep. And that wraps up that wraps up basically everyone's story. I know we have wanted to ask the Rogumon some more questions, but I will have to get to that at a little bit later points. I want to get everyone back in the room for the night. If that's okay, Rev.
Oh yeah. I don't even care if it's on screen or not. Just know that he is going to be asking. He's going to be asking him so many questions, an unbelievable amount of questions. Just following him on his patrol as best as he can, and every time he stops to like look things over or check on things, more questions.
You will essentially be, I will say, you can take up to his, you would be able to be there for most of the night watch, though he would eventually send you back around midnight so you can get a rest for tomorrow. But he would keep you from basically 8 to 12.
This is acceptable. He has at least 4 hours to ask some questions. Not nearly as much as he wants, but
I'm going to have one more set of percentile rolls from everyone, but I'm going to group them in groups of 2.
Okay.
Unless you want to specifically be grouped with someone else, just to see how everyone's coming back to the room.
Oh, well.
Who's gonna
Yo,
be the
what-
first
what-
one?
what?
Oh,
Nice.
What?
Let's
Oh,
see
no.
what Ash relates.
I'm guessing Asher would go back, but still be with Hobo.
Yeah, because Asher and Riv, Asher and Haboku are going to be together. So and Riv is going to be off and then basically not coming back till midnight. So it's basically a toss up between Jace, Kotora, and Arcus.
Sorry, I was away for a moment.
Oh no, you're good. That would mean that Arcus, you would actually be the first to come back, followed by Jace. Oh no, yeah, followed by Jace.
So again, Arcus is first.
Arcus is first, but essentially Arcus and Jace would arrive essentially around the same time. So they're gonna come in groups of 2 this time, just to keep it going a little bit.
Well, we're almost to the end of the night, so.
Yeah, so August and Jace, you guys are going to essentially arrive back to I'll say back to the building around the same time.
Cool, I hop
Arcus-
into bed.
Arcus
Arcus.
sees Jace and is like, Jace, here! And he hands Jace one of the 6 canteens.
Oh. Well, that's useful. Where'd you get this? The supply closet?
Travel store.
Why'd you go to this travel store? Don't they have like a one of those thingy-majiggers? The supply rooms here.
Huh?
How much did this cost you?
I got a bunch of other things. I got a backpack. These. Rations.
Uh-huh.
This shovel. Other canteens for the others.
Okay, the
Bandages?
shovel's useful.
And I didn't get 2 bedrolls.
I don't know. Why'd you get 2 bedrolls? Look, this is an outfit. They probably have supplies for us. I'm also just used to not having anything, so... But this is appreciated. Pats your head. Good work. Hopefully they don't have this for free somewhere.
I didn't get 2 bedrolls.
I don't know. Why'd you get 2 bedrolls?
As he's just sitting there tilting his head.
Were you planning on sleeping with somebody? Never mind, you only need one if you do that.
Oh well. And he
Heck.
he opens the door.
Pat, pat, pat. Alright, going to bed. Heads to bed.
I will say, before you do that, Haboku, since you did roll so high and you were paired with Asher, you both could be in the room before all of this happens. So I would say you all, if you guys are okay, you can be waiting in the room before anyone else gets in there.
I think we're waiting because Asher was wanting to wait for others to, the traps and all.
Yeah. So say, do you want to be in the room when the traps spring, or do you want to do you want to be outside of the room when the traps spring? It's your call because you rolled high.
I think given the door right now, I think we're outside of it. Now that I think about it.
Might be down the hallway watching around the corner.
I can agree with that. I would say you'd be able to see down the hallway. There's enough people that kind of go through the hallways that you'd probably be able to remain hidden enough as you both would see Jason Arcus walk up to the room.
Oh, Arcus, you poor fool.
I was prepared for this.
Jason, I literally announced Jace was going right to bed, so you could have dodged it. But
should I try and roll a perception check before I go in, or
does your character usually look up?
Not unless he's in a ruin.
So, like I said, does your character usually look up? Because I'd like to remind you, these doors are very tall.
I think he has to roll an evasion to dodge the bucket that comes down.
That I will give you.
Yeah, he would only really do that sort of thing if he was in a ruin.
Or an initiative. I think both are fitting, right? Per the rules.
I don't know, if you want to give me an evasion, obviously, body evasion check, you can.
Yeah, body instinct, evasion.
Damn.
5.
I would say you're not just able to, at least for the falling water, you're not only able to notice it in time, but I would say I'll give you two options. You can either catch it, or you can so skillfully dodge it that it lands and then splashes in the opposite direction of you.
Catch it.
It would splash Jace if that was the case.
He'll catch it.
As you see the you see the bucket of water, you open the door so excitedly and so fast that it's kind of one of those tricks that you do on the table where you pull the tablecloth from out under it. You basically open the doors so fast that the bucket basically lands right in your hands without you barely even noticing. And you just kind of catch a bucket and you're now holding a bucket of water.
Where'd this come from?
Oh, Asher is so in trouble.
That is hilarious.
Asher!
Asher's scampering down the hallway.
What I thought. Alright. Just walks in.
You want water?
I'm gonna wait until he comes back. No, I don't need water, thank you.
Haboku is just standing there as he just throws and says, "Surprise!"
You just come out and say surprise after Asher runs off.
He thought it was a surprise.
Wow, you just got ditched by Asher.
Do you say that to Haboku, or is that out again?
Haboku pops out and says surprise, and Jace just goes, You did this, not Asher?
He just tilts his head as he remembers Asher said not to disclose anything about him.
Oh, dear goodness. Why the bucket?
He tilts his head even further. Dunno. Well.
Jace stares for a few moments. Are there other traps I need to know about?
Other traps? As Arcus is now scanning the room for more traps.
You can roll a mind perception check and be aided by Jace if you would like, since I'm pretty sure Jace is at least well enough to want to probably help in this matter.
Yeah, take one dot in perception. This other pup is not answering.
Nice.
Oh, come on, no. It's close to... I'm gonna soul that one.
I would say you notice the more obvious traps. I would say you definitely notice. I think there was a rope trap. The bed was.
There is a
seemed to be
very
loose.
large number of traps.
There was a. I would say you noticed most of them, but there is probably one or two that do escape you.
Arcus is gonna point out the ones he can see, especially the bed one.
Haboku?
Yes.
Haboku, did you do this? Points at the bed trap.
No,
Who did?
I can't say.
Is it my son? Look, you're not my kid. I'll ground you too, though, damn it.
Asher's coming back, acting all innocent.
Sense vote of this. Let's see. I have nothing in insight. He might actually get away with it.
Oh, now I roll well. Ish.
Nice.
I'm vigor pushing. Forget this.
Oh.
But the funny number.
Hey! Aw.
I'm souling that one.
Hey!
Nice.
That turned into a 5 on 2 dice. Let's go.
I'm used to his bullshit. I'm about to sleep anyways. I think I can eat the one vigor.
Indeed.
Jace just stares at Asher, crossing his arms slowly.
Innocent whistling.
Asher,
What's up?
were you really?
Oh,
going to
you
throw
smell like a
Haboku
bar.
underneath
You
the
drink a lot.
Oh, you're just so eating green shit tomorrow.
Well, why would you poison me?
I don't know. Why would you trap my bed?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Really?
We
So
were
you don't see
trading.
the obvious trap on my bed?
Ah, we were.
We were out training.
All day?
I mean, we had the meeting.
Asher, you signed this piece
And
of
then we
rope.
all...
Trapping a room is not a good idea. Especially if it's your own room.
Well, you didn't sign it, but it definitely says Mahaha right here.
I'm being framed.
By yourself?
No, by someone else.
Who would frame you?
Riv. Or Kotora. Because of the argument this morning. Yeah.
They were going to go this far to frame you because you don't think that Sudoku's a game.
Hey, I'm not the criminal mastermind here. They are.
So if we wait for them, and I ask them,
Oh, wait, I forgot something. And he's going to run for the door.
nope, closes the door at tail.
Oh, right. Really long tail.
So come here.
He will take a step forward.
Closer.
Another step.
One more.
One more step.
Crouches down to get face to face with you. Gives that I'm going to hit you dad look. Then goes, so remember that conversation about you being an adult?
I was just doing regular stuff. Like trading. Responsible stuff. Yeah.
He gives you the disappointed look. Then he's going to hop into the trapped bed.
You were a top bunk, right, Jace?
Nope, bottom. Asher took the top.
Thank you for that one, Ido.
The bed supports that were underneath the bed. You didn't remove the traps, correct?
Nope, I'm hopping right into it.
The bed front. So there was these essentially these wooden kind of like pegs that were holding up the mattress underneath, separate from the bed frame itself. It was more so just to essentially be a bed that can be removable for various different sized Digimon. This one was a smaller of a bed, so it didn't fit the bed frame, but they held it up by these wooden support beams underneath it. But you realize that there's only so many wooden support beams left as the entire mattress goes completely down to the ground, and you hit the back of your head on a metal bed frame.
Ow.
Are you okay?
No, it's fine. This isn't the first time he's got me. Just disappointed in my son right now. It doesn't hurt as much as the disappointment in my heart. Alas, what a father am I. I must have done such a terrible job at raising him.
Or you did a really good job teaching me.
Nah. I didn't teach you to act like this.
Yeah, I don't think trapping a room is a good idea.
I thought it was pretty interesting.
Aha! So you admit it. Got it.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, you're both grounded.
Asher glares at Haboku. You have
I get to choose
violated
breakfast.
the
You're getting green shit. I'll get the
What's up,
kale.
I will not eat.
It's okay, kale's healthy for you. I'm going to
You
bed.
will-
I don't care if I'm on the floor.
What
Good
were you
night,
gonna
guys.
What were you gonna say, Raharu?
It's just said when you said I'm not going to eat and then you cut off. Did you say anything else there?
Oh no, that was it.
Okay, fair.
I will say, Jace, images of the giant salad bar that seems to be at the buffet flood your mind. The very
Oh.
long salad bar filled with every single green vegetable of the entire different biomes.
Oh, it'll be a good time tomorrow. But for now, Quarter and Riv got to come back. And I think we need to end after that.
Yeah, no, we are. Kotaro, I would say Riv comes last. Kotaro, you would come next, showing up to the room.
Yeah, but
Jace is on the floor.
before that, I want to do something.
Go ahead.
I'm going to do a cooking roll because after getting his utensils and getting the ingredients for the American Cora would have liked to have tried to find an available kitchen for him to cook something.
Go for it. I'll even lower the difficulty by 1 because you do have all those cooking supplies at the moment, and you're in a city.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so that one. Nice.
So, what's being grounded like? I mean, aren't we already on the ground?
I will say you're able to. I will say you were able to cook a very, very, very good meal, and I would say it is. I don't think there's a visual, but I would say it's good for at least 24 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Basically, Cora is just made like there wasn't much time to make anything extravagant, but he's just cooking something big enough for the group.
Yeah, I'll say you're able to make at least for the rations for tomorrow. I would say that you can think about it over the next week and come up with a really good idea for a food item that you can share with everyone. That'll include everyone's good meal for the next time you all sit down in the more wild type area.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say you have one good given grace of a good meal of whatever your description for the next meal.
Mm-hmm.
And you would come back to the town. You'd come back to the room after that.
Mm-hmm. And well, Kotora is just going to. Kotora has a box with him where he has a meal that one specific meal that he has prepared, and he's just observing what is going on and just looking towards Jason. Why is your bed broken?
Surprise!
Kotora is looking at Haboku and blinks. Surprise? Huh?
It's a surprise.
It's
I
a long
think-
story. There's traps all over the place. Be careful.
I think I found another.
Pranks. Is there any in Reeves' bed? Kotora actually says that with a very firm voice.
Points at Asher. Ask that one.
Kotora slowly moves his head and he asks again, "Is there any on Reeves' bed?"
I don't know. Why don't you tell us? You're the criminal mastermind.
He's still trying to play it up. Don't worry about it. Ask that one. Points at Haboku. That one seems to not quite understand that he in trouble.
Kotora looks at Haboku. Haboku, is there any traps on the bed that's above mines?
There are traps
but-
everywhere.
Haboku will actually frown because he does see a Kotora good friend and for sharing food with him earlier. So he will give a very tentative nod.
Kotora is just going to give a bit of gritted teeth smile and just say, would you be so kind as to disarm them?
Haboku tilts his head and gives a bit of a shrugging motion. And I guess that's what his way of doing that is just to deliberately trigger one of them on himself.
What will be the trap on Ribs' bed?
Probably the one that'll fling him up in the air. Hanging upside
Did that
down.
to the-
Okay.
Haboku, you're now you are now suspended in the air, upside down.
You suddenly see a fire emanating from Kotora.
Disarmed it. I think. Is this right?
No, that's not how you disarm a trap.
Kotora is like actually like emanating fire for a moment there, but then he just gives a bit of a sigh and just says, "Thank you there, Haboku."
Yeah, welcome. He's wagging his tail. Well, as best as he can, and upside down.
And this is when Riv would also be. I would say, Riv, you are going to be joining in the room as this is happening.
All right. As he comes back in, he's gonna sigh and go, I only got to ask him questions for 4 hours.
Kotora is looking at Riv and just say, "Oh, that's unfortunate."
Oh well, I'll just have to ask him again sometime else. We're gonna be coming back here anyway, so.
True. Bit of awkward situation, a bit of an awkward scene right now. As the scene is Haboku hanging upside down from the ceiling and Jace's bed just being destroyed.
Why is
And
Haboku
Arcus-
in ropes over my bed?
Because Asher's grounded.
Nice.
They trapped the place. It points at Asher and Haboku.
Why would you trap it? We have to sleep here.
I don't know.
I get the feeling the Asher might be a bit of a troll.
A little bit.
I just met you today. I can't say one way or another.
Oh, he's my son, trust me. This motions at the room. This is normal.
So you're saying we're gonna have to be dealing with this every day?
Look, I tried, okay?
In that case, could you at least not touch the things inside my bag? They're kind of important.
Okay.
Oh, Haboku agreed. He's gonna look over at Asher now.
Fine.
Kotora just sighs and he lets Riv go in.
Rib's gonna fly to the top of his bed and start trying to help get Haboku down.
Asher's gonna go over to the where it's actually attached and just untie it there and hold it to not have him just plummet, but
Kotora was going to like be right on top of Haboku so that he could catch him.
Hey, Jace, what do you do with the one that has a red blanket?
What do you mean, red blanket?
It's like tied all over the place.
Yeah, sure.
whistles innocently.
Ah, sure. Undo that one.
Fine.
Ah,
As Haboku
Really?
was just going to disarm it once again, and
by jumping into it.
yes.
My God. Haboku, you don't have to do that.
He's fine. And one of the things I do remember a lot is that I protected others.
There are better ways of disarming it. There are way better ways of disarming a trap that you know is there. Especially since that one points at Asher made it.
Yeah, sometimes if you go into a trap, it could destroy the things around it, and then you don't get to study it afterwards.
Or kill you.
Yeah.
You don't have to do the
Especially in
dumb thing
runes.
and jump into things.
Asher will
No,
go
we are-
around and disable them all.
Salad bar tomorrow, buddy. Salad bar.
Aw, nobody liked the surprises.
Do you not understand?
No, they're kind of just sticks in the mud.
Haboku. You
Yes.
understand why that was upsetting to people, right?
Head tilt. He may be very not at up to speed on things.
Oh boy. Oh. Nobody really? You're gonna let me do this by myself. Okay.
You see, some people just don't understand a joke and don't, they're just too stiff.
No, it has nothing to do with people being too stiff. This is the place where we sleep, and it was not funny. It was called being mean.
Haboku, you should probably try not to listen to Asher. I think he's going to let you astray.
I promise that Asher can be a good kid when he feels like it.
No, I am evil.
Really? Have you done your chores today?
Well, no, because we've been here all day.
So you haven't done your evil chores, so you're not evil today.
Oh. But I did the trap, so... Oh, wait!
Yeah, as I said, tomorrow you're grounded. You're totally getting green stuff tomorrow for breakfast, whether you like it or not.
Oh,
We should probably get to sleep, considering we're gonna have to actually travel tomorrow. That'll be fun. We get to see things.
Oh, I could
Exploring
help,
is fun.
I can help you out with those greens if you'd like.
Oh, don't worry. We need to make sure that everything is nice and green because he thinks they're poison.
Ah, fair enough.
What about green makes something poison?
Nothing, at all. He just plays too many video games.
Wait till Asher finds the literal vial of green in your backpack.
The literal poison sitting in your bag, yes. That
I'm not
is
using that
green.
on him.
I want to think that the spice that has Asher's name in Kotora's backpack is green.
It has a literal green poison in backpack.
Okay. Well, Kotora is going to get on his bed once he's whatchamacallit. Once he realizes that the traps have been deactivated and things are calming down. But before he falls to sleep,
Oh, wait,
he's
before you do! Asher rushes over, pulls a lever, a bunch of pittons fall down onto the bed.
What's up, what?
Asher.
Sorry, forgot one.
A bunch of what fall into the bed?
Titans.
Pittons. They're basically small metal spikes, if you're not aware.
They're the metal
That'll
spikes
drop
that
me.
you drive into walls to climb. Like a rock.
Oh,
Or nails, excuse me, brain.
Basically nails, yeah.
Basically nails for rock.
Kotora just blinks as he sees his bed just filled with nails.
It's not filled, it's like 5 of them.
Kotora just sees Kotora just blinks as he sees his bed be embedded by 5 nails. So you think that's funny, huh?
I don't think they embed into it either. They just drop.
They will have dropped on top of me.
From not that high up.
Yes, but they're still sharp.
There's still heavy metal things that would drop on you by
They're
surprise.
literally
That kinda
metal
sucks.
spikes.
Yes. Oh my god, Dryden. Kotora is just gonna sweep away the things and just get on his bed. But before he does that, he is going to bring the bugs with the meal that he prepared earlier, and he's going to slide it onto Rivs's head. I mean Rivs's bed.
Hold this for me.
Hold
Yeah,
this
like
for me.
Yeah,
Here,
like
I
he's
need
light-
an ice box.
Yeah, like he's lighting it from the side.
He seems to have brought you all a nightly meal.
Oh, thanks, Kotora.
Kotora just gives Rib a thumbs up from below the bed. We can eat it. We can eat it in the morning.
With that, I think, is there anybody with any last minute words for the also Zim, are you ready to switch over just in case?
Yes, I am.
Okay, does anyone have any last minute words for the session?
Zip wabba.
Does Haboku remember if his bed is booby trapped before?
Asher wasn't going to booby trap Haboku's bed.
With that, then you would all fall asleep at various intervals in the night, but it seems to be a smooth night over the course of it. No interruptions, no waking, no anything crazy. It seems to be a night of calm before the storm.
Asher is setting an alarm, a quiet one that'll keep his valve dock right next to his head, so hopefully nobody else gets disturbed by it an hour before everybody else roughly would wake up.
Okay, we'll have that noted, and you'll be the first person to do something on next session. You'll get priority queue.
Grounded.
And Arcus is picking up the nails that were on code that fell from the ceiling onto Kotora's bed and placing them in his pouch.
It wasn't the ceiling! They're bunk beds! It was just from the...
The top of Riff's bed.
Yeah, they were technically underneath.
I think they were underneath the bed frame of the bed above them. I think is
Yes.
actually what it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to say. Is essentially they had just had the metal along the like the bed frame. So when it got in bed, the metal pin just kind of fell on you a little bit.
Like I know Asher wasn't trying to impale Kotora, but those were still nails.
Yeah.
Concerning, not deadly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was I think that's
Right.
everything on. Yeah, it was
So apparently, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, it was a pleasure, right? I'm going to officially say the words ended here. Obviously not on Slipstream, obviously, but I'm gonna say officially call it here just to have those words said, just in case anyone does need to go. But yeah, you can continue talking, obviously at leisure. But just want to give anyone who is officially wanting those words to be said, it is officially over.
This game has gotten confusing because apparently Ido's trying to lay Jace, and apparently Asher's trying to lay Kotora already.
Awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and go to bed for work tomorrow. I'll see you guys later.
All
Later,
right,
guys.
everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today for Data Anomaly Hunters Scar, as well as this Art Marten stream. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They are on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, as well as coming by, hanging out, picking up packs of cards to stream loots, grabbing some merch over at zgfgaming.store, or by subscribing to us on YouTube. But for now, thank you so much for joining. Don't forget that Conrad is open for commissions, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Hey, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.